This is an ABP network production, and you are watching the DP World PGTI Tour 2026.
The DP World PGTI Landmark Agreement as the title partner launched its first major project in the vicinity of the iconic Qutab Minar with the DP World Players Championship 2026. The 1.5 crore prize money worth tournament is the second tournament of season 2026 and boasts of a strong Indian presence with leading professionals like Veer Alawat, Om Prakash Chauhan, Manu Gandas, Angad Chima, Ajitesh Sandhu, and PGTI Q School Final 2026 winner Shubham Jadwal. Sri Lanka's N. Thangaraja, a three-time winner on the tour, will be the leading foreign name in the field. As the DP World PGTI season builds momentum, the Qutab Golf Course will once again be at the center of the action, offering professionals a serious challenge with its strategic layouts and pin positions. Find out more about the DP World Players Championship 2026 as we join our guests on the course.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day here at the Qutab Golf Course, and joining me, Nikhil Chopra, Rahul Bajaj and Shaurya Singh. Rahul, right, let's get straight to it. I just need to ask you, I mean, this DP World event is happening here. It's a landmark deal where they've come in as umbrella partners. I mean, we can already see the vibes. What do you have to say about this?
Well, absolutely. I've played professional golf myself for a few years, and I can tell you that this is very different from what we've seen earlier. The DP World has come in with a bang here on the PGTI, and you can totally see what's happening. Along with it, you're also seeing the number of prize purses going up. You're also seeing the number of players which are coming in from other countries into India. The competition is already booming upwards. So everything seen together, it's only positive.
Right, and Nikhil, we've seen golf is really, Indian golf especially, is really going up there. And with this partnering with DP World PGTI, it's going to be just a matter of time before, you know, this is amongst one of the 5 top tours in the world.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, when you talk about the top 5, tours of the world, it's the money, the purse for the players, of course, and the kind of quality that you're seeing on the tour as well. Now you've got a lot of overseas players coming and playing on the Indian PGTI. So thanks to the purse, also is their gateway to maybe the European tour card as well. So all the right sort of moves being made.
Right. We've got Meha on the course. I think let's just go up to Meha to find out what the conditions of the course are today and then be right back here.
Thanks so much, Valusha. And I'm going to have to wait for a few minutes because there is a group of golfers here, so I'll toss it back.
Shaurya, let's talk about Jared Hack for a second. This is his second tournament. He's already won the previous event. He's already leading this one. What do you have to say about it?
Well, you know, I think he looks like a veteran here. And, from his performance, I think it's about time to give him the OCI card. You know, his form has been impeccable. His execution has been exemplary. And I think the way he's displaying his talent, it's almost ostentatious. Mm-hmm. I would say that he's really suited to these conditions. He's a very sturdy ball striker. And, you know, he's got what they call in golf, the Spanish hands. Mm. He's a really good, proficient with the short game. And I think it's going to be very difficult to unseat him this week as well. But there are a bevy of contenders right behind. And so it's definitely going to be a hard-fought event. But my money is still on the Floridian.
Well, Valusha, let me just elaborate on our request, Shaurya, to elaborate. When you talk about Spanish hands, is it thanks to Sevi?
Well,
is that the reason?
Thanks to Sevi and a lot of Spanish players, they're very good with the short game. You know, they've got that ability to generate spin from maybe 5 to 10 yards off the green, which is really unbeknownst. You know, you don't really see that too often. And he has that special ability. We saw it the last week, me and Rahul. From just off the green, he was able to hit the lob wedge and spin it. So that is a talent that, is gilt-edged, to be honest.
Right. And Nikhil, I wanted to ask you, I mean, you've toured a fair bit in the US, right? So with the Americans, is it easy or easier with the driver on a course like these in India that are shorter compared to those in the States?
Yeah, it's all about Valusha real estate. I mean, I see my son play on the collegiate golf. I mean, there, I'm sure Shaurya and Rahul would agree. There, from a very young age, they're being taught club head speed. You need to try and carry the ball 300 yards, 315 yards. You have a lot of real estate there. India, golf courses, barring a few, length you're looking at about maybe 6,500 to 7,000 yards. That's why you see a lot of overseas guys or with club head speed who are carrying the ball at 300 yards. It's easier for them to make eagles or up and down birdies and par fives. So it's a different sort of calculation. That's why I'm no real surprises why Jarrett Hack is doing so well as well. But when you look at some of the Indian golfers, I mean, we've had some terrific yesteryear golfers as well who've hit the ball long and been able to do, create birdies. But talking about Spanish hands, our guys, I feel, have been magicians. Indian golfers have been magicians when it comes to short game stuff. They are so good around the greens, and you ask a Jarrett Hack or you ask some of the other overseas players who've come to India, they said, well, you throw the ball anywhere on the course. With the Indian golfers, they're able to create that up and down. So they've got beautiful hands. So somebody's strength is their length on the course. Somebody's strength is, of course, the short game on the course as well. It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, okay, Nikhil, let's just throw it back to Meha on the course for further updates.
Thank you so much, Valusha. And yes, good morning to all the viewers. I'm standing here at the 18th hole of the Qutab golf course. And I can tell you, it's a glorious day. The greens are holding up well. Greens have a speed of around 10.8, which is firm and slick for the golfers. And what has been great is the weather. It's around 19 to 20 degrees right now in New Delhi. AQI has relented, so it's better conditions here really for the golfers. I also want to talk a little bit about how our top golfers have been doing in round 3. Remember, round 3 is the moving day. We will see a lot of action. We will see someone really trying to go for the kill, because if not now, then when, right? You don't want to leave it till round 4. So Hani Basoya, he is in the top position after 6 holes in round 3. What is interesting to see is Jarrett Hack. We've been talking about it since the season, talking about him since the season opener and how good he has been. But today it didn't go that well. He did go 2 over. So let's wait and watch out for how Jarrett Hack does. But at the moment, it is interesting to see how aggressive some of these golfers will get. Over to you, Valusha.
Rahul, let's talk about possible contenders to Hack. I mean, we've got names like Veer Alawat here, and he has been there, done that. What do you think about the Veer's challenge here?
Well, Veer certainly can hit it very, very far. Like we just spoke about, length, and we spoke about hands and, Spanish hands. And I think what Nikhil is now trying to say is that Indian hands are better than Spanish hands. So we'll just go with that. So looking at Veer's length prodigy, I think, he can hit it further than anyone you can think of. Number 1. And number 2, we'll have to look at whether he can really make those up and downs going into that back nine, because he's gotten off to a little bit of a slow start early on in the day. He's only 1 under par through the first 6 holes. He will have to cook up something special over the next 12 holes to be able to give himself a chance tomorrow.
Well, Nikhil, we've spoken about the ones that are right there at the top, but we've got some big names here. We've got O.P. Chauhan, Ajitesh, Manu. What do you have to say, living up to the reputation on a day when your putter is really not helping you?
Yeah, put it this way, these guys, the names that you've just taken, Ajitesh, if I'm not wrong, still playing on the Asian Tour. OP has won, number of tournaments in India on the PGTI. Manu as well. These guys know with that sort of experience, if your putter is not hot, but still how to go out there and get the job done. I mean, I think for them, it's all about experience, because you've been there, you've done that, you've won many more times as well. Those anxious moments are not with them anymore. So it's just looking to dive deep into, quieten the mind, and they know one birdie will probably open the gates for a couple of birdies on the trot. Anywhere it could happen that any back nine, you could be 5 under, 6 under. That's the kind of game that these guys have got. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody makes a late charge into the tournament.
Right, absolutely agree with you there. Let's head back to Meha. She's got some further updates for us.
Okay, we've been talking about how good Jared Hack has been and what he's been eating since he touched down on in the Indian soil, given how good his performance has been. We've also got to talk about how this has been a great year opener for PGTI and what has happened with PGTI. The fact that they have this partnership with DP World, which is huge, global logistics partner. It's a title partnership as well as an umbrella partnership, umbrella sponsorship, which is huge. What is the other big thing for PGTI and for professional golf in India is 72 the league, and we've got to talk about it because for the first time in India, you're going to have a one-of-a-kind professional league with 6 franchises. It's going to be a city-based league, and the format will be a match play format, which is going to be fast-paced, exciting, really good for TV viewing audiences. So what we're trying to do here with professional golf in India is that yes, we take it seriously, but at the same time we make it fun, and that's what 72 the league is all about, to really give the opportunity to young golfers to create a system, really a pathway for young golfers to come through for this league. And the other big news I want to tell our viewers is UP Prometheans. That's one team, one franchise in 72 the league, and they've already pre-booked Shaurya Bhattacharya. Now Shaurya Bhattacharya, for anyone who's been following Indian golf since last year, has been phenomenal. I mean, he's 23 years old and he's already won 2 titles last year, 2 runners-up finishes, plus 10 top 10 finishes. That is huge for him. Right now he's playing in the Asian Tour, but he's been pre-booked by the UP Prometheans. That's great. And of course, the league starts on the 21st of Feb, so a lot to look forward to. And like I said, the season couldn't have opened better for PGTI and for professional golf in India. Back to you, Valisha.
So 72, the league is going to be a game changer. What do you guys have to say about it? Rahul.
So, well, firstly, it's going to be a big thing for Indian golf, right? We're going to see a lot of teams coming up. We've got 6 teams that are going to be there, 10 players per team. There are going to be players picked up from different categories on the order of merit. So it's going to be a very interesting format. You're going to look at all these 6 teams competing together over the next couple of weeks. On the 16th, there is the auction that is going to happen for 72 the league. So it's going to be interesting to see which teams get which players and how these teams are going to compete amongst one another. What's most important over here to note is that golf is primarily individuals. So for all these players over here, they're going to be feeling the game from a very different angle this time. They're going to be a part of a team, which of course Nikhil would know best about.
Team sport, guys, doesn't put pressure on you? That you got to take care of the other guy as well?
I can say you have somebody to blame in a team sport. Unfortunately, in golf, you're always taking the bullet. But obviously, that's said in jest. But what 72 the league is doing is going to be a game changer, not just for golf, I say for sport in India. You're bringing a Ryder Cup style event. It's something that is uncharted waters. You being an international, one of the best spinners India has ever produced, and you know what it means to be representing a team. So the golfers would have this for the first time, and it's just excitement all around.
Perfect. So here we have it all. We're going to throw it to the commentary box where we have strategically placed it. Sorry about that. Strategically placed it at the 18th green so we can bring you all the action live.
Okay, a very warm welcome to all our viewers. We are bringing you live action here from the Qutab Golf Course in the heart of New Delhi, green horses in the heart of the city, and what a action-packed day we have lined up for you. We are looking at the top contenders here. Jared Hack from USA, who was leading yesterday. He's had a shaky start, so he's slipped to 3rd position. Hani Besoya has taken the lead, who was 2nd yesterday, and Jamal Hussain in the mix in 2nd place. Joining me in the commentary box is Ashwin Krishnan. Ashwin, how are you feeling today?
All good, Nikhil. Thanks a lot. Essentially, we can take nothing for granted in golf. It's very clear. Jared Hack ruled the roost. He won the season opener in Chhattisgarh. He ruled the roost the first 2 days, and here he is all of a sudden displaced from the top of the pecking order. He's sitting at 11 under, tied with Tapendra Ghai, while Hani Bhaisoya has stolen the show with 3 birdies and 1 dropped shot. And Jared Hack didn't drop a single shot for the first 2 days, but he has dropped 2 shots back to back on the 5th and the 6th and is sitting tied third.
Okay, so we've got multiple contenders now. Let's see if Jared Hack can make it back-to-back wins.
Jamal Hussain, meanwhile, is sitting at sole second spot at 13 under, 1 stroke behind Hani Basoya. Jamal too, like Basoya, has 3 birdies and 1 drop shot against his name. I think players will technically tend to... there are 2 approaches, Nikhil. Tell me what they will... which player will adopt which approach? Do you think they'll attack and try to build a lead going into the 4th round so it becomes easier then? Or do you think they'll play it safe? Like Jared started playing safe. He started with 4 pars and then was followed by 2 drop shots.
You know, it all depends. As Jared mentioned yesterday, he was a little under the weather in the second half of the round. So I don't know whether he's fully recovered. All depends on that. Otherwise, he slowly made his way up the leaderboard last week as well. So you can't put him out of the race as yet. Hani has been very consistent since the start of the season, finished third last week in Chhattisgarh, and he's a runner-up here last year at the Callens Open. Here he finished runner-up at Qutab Golf Course, so he's familiar with the course. He's a Delhi-based player, attached with the DLF Golf and Country Club, but he plays a lot in the Delhi NCR region. So definitely Hani is also an attacking player. It's going to be interesting, the battle between these two, and Jamal, consistent as always knocking on the door, finishing in the top 5, top 10 regularly.
It's also interesting to note that Jared sitting atop the birdie list with 40 birdies against his name, and Honey's just 2 birdies behind at 38.
That's right. We've had 8 bogey-free rounds so far this week, 4 in each of the 2 rounds coming into today, and 737 birdies in all. You know this course well. Ashwin, tell us a little bit about this golf course you play here.
It's a beautiful golf course. I've been watching it since 1999 when it was a 9-hole course, and ever since it's developed into a world-class facility. It's a challenging course too. Ironically, the very first hole is a stroke index 1 and looks like the easiest hole on the planet with the pin straight up in front, but there's a tree to the left and there are bunkers lining the green to the right, so it's not that easy. There is a reason why it's a stroke index 1.
So now we have on the screen the group with Chandrajit Yadav, Ariman Aditya Mohan and Akshay Sharma. Akshay Sharma with his floral t-shirt, as always, his trademark t-shirts. He's either wearing that very bright red and white or shade of green on the final days. And he's another player you can't count out because he enjoyed the lead in Chhattisgarh for the first 2 rounds.
Lining up to putt. The greens are reading to 10.8, which is not really a cakewalk. You need to be on top of your game.
Yes, Chandrajit made history last year on the PGTI, making a hole-in-one on a par 4 for the first time ever by anyone. That was at the Hyderabad Golf Association course. So he's been in the news of late. And here we have Akshay Sharma in action first. Okay.
Runs past the hole a bit.
Gone past the hole. What do you reckon? Will that be an easy one?
These shorter putts are more nerve wrangling. Technically, the longer the putt, the more leeway you give yourself. So to my mind, as if I were playing, the shorter putts would bother me more. But these guys are seasoned professionals. They practice for hours on end for these very moments.
Right. Chandrajit lining up his putt now from Chandi Mandir, just outside Chandigarh, the cantonment course. And he's making sure he gets the line correct. Taking some advice from his caddy there. And there you have the pendulum motion. Be it the irons, the driver or the putter. It's the shoulders that do all the work.
Chandrajit didn't have a great outing last week. Tied 48. He'll want to make amends.
And oh, he's just missed it a little to the right.
It is a testing game, is golf.
Tapping. Ariban Aditya Mohan on your screen now from Mumbai. He's also a rider. He plays polo, I believe. He's got his horses at the Mahalakshmi Golf Course. Sorry, the Mahalakshmi Race Course in Mumbai. So a man of varied interests. He's left himself a short putt, Ariman. And now you have Akshay Sharma back on your screen, making sure he makes this return putt. He's looking to make an impact on the leaderboard. Akshay has been the bridesmaid more often than not in the last few years. He has a long victory drought. He's had a long victory drought. He last won in 2021 on the PGTI.
Professional sport is all about repetition, short or long. The same preparations are made for a putt. And he drains this one.
Okay, we move on to another group here, and we're waiting to catch a glimpse of the play. That is Kshitij Naveed Kaul, the man who holds the course record here, 10 under 60. He set it last year. And going through his trademark pre-shot routine. Putting from just off the green. Some players like to use their wedge, some prefer the putter. What do you do, Ashwin?
Always the putter.
Oh, he's hold that from off the green. Always the putter, like you said.
Yeah, clearly it's the right choice. It's what you're comfortable with.
Right. And there goes the fist pump with his caddy. Kshitij, a cool customer, always smiling.
We just heard Shaurya talk about Spanish hands. Unless you have Spanish hands, go for the putter.
That's right. Shaurya will be joining us in the commentaries box soon, and he'll tell us more about Spanish hands. That's Manoj S. Teenager. He's taking a ruling from the referee.
Nikhil, you've been with the golf tour for over 2 decades. What is your take on the progress made by youngsters? We got younger lot of golfers, far younger than they used to be earlier. In my time, they used to be the youngest golfer was about 23, 24. Now you have teenagers coming and competing in this circuit.
That's right. He's 17 years old, and he made an impact in his rookie season last year on the PGTI. He had several top fives. And, just imagine managing studies as well as competitive golf, quite a task. And there's a 15-year-old on the tour this year, Arjun Veer Shishir, and a 16-year-old Karthik Singh. So the pros are getting younger and younger, stronger by the day, taller, broader. And he's not happy with that chip, Manoj. He's left himself a long putt.
That's the reason I'd go for the putter.
Right. And that's what Kshitij did, making that. How long would that putt be?
Easily 15 feet.
Right.
If not more.
And here we have the seasoned Amardeep Malik. He's got the hammer on his sleeve, also known as Hammer. A 2-time winner on the PGTI. Amardeep Malik, one of the most consistent players on the tour. He's been around for a while, and a little to the left.
What's interesting to see is the various kinds of grips golfers have while putting. Not so while driving the ball, but usually putting is the one that affords you the opportunity to change your grip according to your convenience.
That's right. The bottom hand can keep changing as far as your, some players prefer to have their right hand at the bottom, the others like to have the left hand. Then there's the longer putter.
Which you can't rest on your chest anymore.
That's right, after the recent rule change.
Just for the benefit of our viewers, Nikhil Kalan here has probably done the most golf tournaments in India after Mr. Sampath Chari, who's the tournament director. How many would you have
Thank you for that. I'll have to count. I was thinking about it the other day, but I'll actually have to put a number to it now. I'll go back and make a list and get back to you on this.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Is it good? We're on air.
Okay, Manoj there.
There's a famous saying, when you're putting, try to go past the hole. That gives you an opportunity to drain the ball. If you're leaving it short, 2 feet short, you might as well leave it 2 feet long, short on the other side, because at least you have an opportunity to drain the ball and for the ball to find the heart of the cup, because otherwise it's a wasted effort.
That's right, that's an old saying. And Manoj did just that, went past the hole, and he holds out there. Will not be happy after missing out on that chip putt. And Amardeep Malik lining it up now. Okay, tap in there for Amardeep, makes that and moves on. The putters are also come in various shapes, as you can see. Ashwin, you see that spider putter, you have the regular putter and various other shapes depending on the brand. Kshitij Naveed call now on the 10th, the par 3.
Before Kshitij says a shot, you take a look at the sea of sponsors in the backdrop. That goes to show the support the sport of golf is receiving these days, which is very, very welcome.
Especially DP World coming on board as the title and umbrella partner of the PGTI. A landmark moment for Indian golf. And we are bringing you action from the DP World Players Championship at the Qutab Golf Course. He's found the green, Kshitij. A great ball follow there by our cameraman. And now we have Manoj S teeing it up. That he didn't really react too much after missing out on that chip putt. He's a cool customer, doesn't show too much emotion.
You can see it's a windy day with Manoj's shirt fluttering in the wind. Wind plays a big role on this course. It's a relatively open course, unlike the Delhi Golf Club, which is tree-lined.
There are a few trees here in the middle of the fairways, and you see one here on the 10th, but not as disconcerting as it is at other courses, say like the Delhi Golf Club.
Also depends on the pin position. If the pin is tucked away behind the tree, then it calls for.
And Amardeep Malik going through his pre-shot routine. The seasoned campaigner, 40 years old. He's a winner of 2 titles.
He lets it rip. Let's see where this ball comes to rest.
And all 3 on the green, is it? All 3 have found the green. And there are several challenges that lie ahead. I've been told the 12th and the 14th are playing quite tough. The 12th because of the shape, it's a longer par 4. And the 14th, a longer par 3 today. The tee has been pushed back. It's about 200 yards.
the 14th also has a water body to the right, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
So that's one has to keep it to the left, and there's a massive OB fence to the left.
So that's how it stands. Hani Basoya, the current leader, 14 under through 8 holes. Jamal Hussain, 13 under through 8 holes, just one shot off the lead. Tapendra Ghai, who was the winner here last year, 12 under through 8 holes. Jared Hack, keeping himself in contention, 12 under through 8 holes. And Veer Alawat, the former PGTI number 1, played on the DP World Tour last year, 10 under through 8 holes in 5th place.
Tapendra Ghai has birdied 4 holes in an error-free, thus far error-free front 9 to climb up to the tied 3rd position at 12 under with Jared Hack. Jared Hack has made up for his 2 bogeys with 1 birdie on the 8th.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
Thank you for that, Nikhil. As we get back to the action, I'm happy to be joined by Rahul Bajaj as well. Ashwin taking a little bit of a break. The action here has indeed been coming thick and fast.
Well, absolutely. We've got a lot of moving and shaking happening up here at this leaderboard here at the DP World Players Championship at the Qutab Golf Course. And of course, the two of us are just about joining in with that live action. Hani Basoya leading the way at 14 under par. And on our screen, our first look at Manoj S for the year.
Yeah, the youngster has been quite impressive. And this is a different kind of a track for him. The Qutab Golf Course is not that long, but indeed can be trying on certain holes. As we have a look at Kshitij Navidkol, our leader on day 1 with that stellar 8 under par.
Sure, I think one of the things that this course doesn't get enough credit for is the fact that when the wind picks up, which it has right now right behind us, it does get pretty treacherous. And also, I mean, the greens rolling at 10.8 is no joke, and so the greens are playing phenomenally, which can be an advantage. And of course, the speed of them, if you catch yourself on the wrong side of the hole, can be a whole different ball game.
It's really good attempt. You're right about that, especially with the greens running so well and playing true as well. And we can feel the wind here in the commentary booth right adjacent to the 18th green, so I'm sure the players are feeling it as well. It is windy, almost gale force winds here, and it's going to make all the difference on the back 9.
Yes, the leader group has just about moved through the first 8 holes of the day, and as they will move into the back 9, things will certainly get a lot more interesting, although the wind seems to have its own plans. Amardeep Malik at 6 under par, putting for birdie.
Amardeep Malik, seasoned campaigner, plays out of Noida Golf Club, multiple winner on tour. Has been really consistent, has played on the Asian Tour, played a little bit in America as well, has travelled. As we get back to Manoj here.
Manoj also at 6 under par. The hole number 10th here at the Qutab Golf Course is a 127 yard par 3.
Yeah, just don't go by the yardage though, it can be a little tricky. Plays really short, maybe a gap wedge for a lot of these players, as we saw Manoj with that beautiful putt there. And the pin is on a little bit of a ledge right towards the end of the green, the back right. So if you get a little aggressive, there is a chance that you could miss it over and right, and then par is not a certainty either. It's a very makeable putt for Amardeep, Also has that version of the cack-handed grip. The pins are like, seen a lot of players sort of move to that putting grip.
No trouble there for Amardeep Malik. A clean little birdie here on the par 3. Yes, absolutely right, Shaurya. 127 yards, but looking at that flag location, it's not the easiest of greens to be able to attack. Also, there is a tree right in front of the tee box, which does obstruct the view for the player, and it's always a little tougher when you can't see exactly where you want to drop the ball. And there is a slight amount of a downhill from the tee to the green, which also makes it challenging. And mind you, when you have a hole like this, the expectations are also sky high. So the players are always trying to make that shot go as close to the hole as possible.
Yes, I think that can be evidenced by the fact that the cut went at 1 over par here. So it's not all easy pickings. Of course, there are many birdies to be had. But of course, there are a few dangers lurking, like hole number 12, 14. There are a few tricky holes. 17 is one that you have to navigate. But all in all, I'd say that, of course, the golf course is there for the taking, and that can be seen in the scores as we go to Tapinder Ghai on hole number 10, also multiple winner on tour. And I believe he won here last year.
Absolutely, he did. He did have a win here on this golf course just in 2025. And, talking about tough holes, and the first hole itself of this golf course is a stroke index 1, which is a 430-yard hole. Tapinder Ghai, of 30 years of age, turned pro in 2017, so been quite a number of years here on the tour for him.
Yeah, this shot now would be attacking it. It was a little abbreviated finish, so I'm assuming he's going with a longer club, and not quite certain where that has ended up.
Well, as we await to find out where he's hit it, let's take a look at Veer Alawat. Veer has played the last complete year on the European Tour, the DP World Tour, and is now playing the next few tournaments here in India on the DP World PGTI.
Yeah, Veer Alawat. Prodigious Veer Alawat.
Bogey free, 2 under par through that front 9, 10 under par as he makes the turn, just 4 shots away from the leader.
Unbridled power. We'll have to rely on more than par here. That comes up a little short. That's what we were talking about, that pin being on a little bit of a ledge. Kind courtesy the tournament director, Mr. Chari. So it's difficult. And if you would roll down there, 2% not guaranteed either.
Absolutely. It becomes much tougher when you roll down that hill. And, like we were talking earlier, it's about where the pin is placed. Dhruv Shoran, 31 years of age, coming also from Gurugram, currently at 9 under par for the tournament. Shoran went around trying to get a tour card on the Japan Golf Tour at the end of 2025. Missed a few events here in India and made it through the majority number of stages there.
I'm a big fan of his golf swing, having played a lot of golf indeed with him at this particular venue. Also coming up a little short. So that's brilliant pin position. So it's not all about length of the tee, and you can make a hole difficult just by placing the pin at the right position. And of course, that wind is picking up as well, so it gives the players some food for thought.
Certainly that we were just talking about this pin position a little while earlier and the length of the hole, and because your expectations are so high, the players will always be beating themselves up when they're walking to the green, when they've hit that shot into that hill and let it come back down. When you have a 30-footer after hitting a gap wedge off the tee box, that's always going to be a little bit of a hurt when you're holding that putter in your hand. Our first look here at Jamal Hussain. Jamal seems to be coming out of the bunker, currently at 13 under par, just 1 shot shy. And Jamal, of course, really, really good from a short yardage, very good wedge player, very good chipping and putting, and all of the short game, in fact. And he's going to be a tough one to beat this week.
Yeah, he's really proficient. I'd say this this course for him, he'll take to it like a fish to water. It really does suit his game. Not the longest of hitters, but a fantastic game all around. Really good with the shorter clubs as well. That was probably the one time that he wasn't at his exceptional best.
So I think that probably had something to do with the lie of the ball in that bunker, because he was taking a look at it quite intently playing alongside Honey Besoya, a man who leads the way at 14 under par. 3 birdies so far in the first 8 holes and 1 lone bogey on hole number 5. Made a birdie on hole number 1, which is, of course, the toughest hole on the golf course. The pin also today perched at 10 in and 4 from the right, not the easiest of them all. And of course now here on the 9th hole with the pin position 16 in and 4 from the left.
Jared, having played a lot of golf recently with Honey, they played in the leader groups together, and shows you that golf. It's almost like when you get in a purple patch, you kind of stay there for a while, and then it waxes and wanes. So they're definitely on song at this point in time.
Jared Hack coming in from the left side of this green. Look forward to an interesting little chip shot. Jared Hack, of course, has showcased to us how good his hands are, and as we discussed a little while earlier, there are no Spanish hands anymore, only Indian hands. But these American ones, they have a sauce of their own.
Another really good chip by him. So that's what I was talking about. Case in point, he's really good from that stuff. I'm not quite certain if his drive was there, if he was there in 2. I'm not quite certain if you can get it there in 1. That would be quite the stupendous drive.
It's 345 yards, and with the way the wind is playing, it is playing headwind, so certainly not there in 1, Shaurya. But what a terrific chip shot that was. It made it look very easy. Honey Besoya coming off from the front of the green. He's about 5 yards away and electing to go with the flat stick.
Yeah, that's what we saw a lot of the previous week, using the short stick here. Brilliant roll on the greens. They're really quick, true, ideal for players to putt on. They really do enjoy these.
I must mention that since this course was relayed, Shaurya, the conditions of this course have been phenomenal through and through, and year in and year out, be it summer or be it the winters, it has played to very true conditions, very consistent conditions throughout all of these years since the relay happened. And these greens, mind you, they usually roll really, really well, and that's exactly the case for this week. That always makes it a lot easier, like we spoke. When the greens are rolling well, it's always nicer for the players to be able to score. And although the speed is quite a bit, so you want to be on the right side of the hole.
Yes, and I think that's what the putter afforded him. It's a safer option, more consistent. The kind of roll that you'll be getting from off of the green. Still early days on the moving day. Almost half of the day is done for the leader group. They're on their 9th hole.
Jamal for par. Left himself in a bit of a spot there in that front bunker, and now has to contend for this, and that'll be a drop shot for Jamal Hussain.
That was a good putt though. Just shows you his pedigree on each one of them. Just a little beyond the hole. They say the ideal length. You're really good at golf and coaching, both of them. So you know that I read this stat. I don't know if it's true. That is the best putt is 17 inches beyond the putt. That gives the putt the ideal chance of going in.
Yes, there are very many different permutation combinations of it, but yes, more or less that's kind of where it sits. A lot of there are a lot of grey areas in the sport, to be very frank with you, and there will be plus minus ones that everyone will tell, but yes, more or less it's at about 17 inches or so. Honey Besoya for par here.
Should break a little from his left, and not an issue at all for the seasoned campaigner Honey Besoya. We're seeing that today, owing to the wind, the playing conditions have become a little more difficult, and don't have so many low numbers. The best round thus far is Tapindra Gai, 5 under par. Arjun Prasad, 4 under par. And you have Marvin Kibridge, he's also 4 under par. So it shows you a little different from yesterday. Another man with a Swilken touch, Jared Hack.
Another thing of this golf course is that even though it might seem like it doesn't have enough length, but it only has 2 par 5s, which makes it even tougher for the players, right? You only get 2 par 5s to catch up on some shots. And these par 5s are not the easiest or the shortest ones anyways. The 8th hole is 552 yards, playing into headwind for this week. Dhruv Shuran there cleans up for par. And the 16th hole is 520 yards going into the same direction. So that makes it very tough for the players to catch shots on these par 5s as well. So definitely the wedge and the putter are the most important clubs for this week.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But if I have to take a pick of the par 5, I'd have to go with 16. A lot easier than the one on the front 9.
Let's see what Honey Bisoya does now to this flag location on the right side. 19 in from the front, 7 from the right. And yes, there is a bunker on the right side that also the players have to be able to fly well in case they are trying to get close to this kind of a flag location. And the ridge, mind you, if you don't have the right carry for these kind of flag locations with your wedge, it's going to be tough to get it close. Let's see if Honey gets it right on the number.
Wind is really picking up. We're having a hard time here in the commentary booth. Everything is flying, so it'll be a lot more difficult for the players as well. Let's see how this ball reacts to the wind on hole number 10 for Honey. Now that's going to roll back as well. Shows you that you have to be precise here, and that gets all the more difficult. And now Jared Hack, we've seen this is where he really separates himself from the rest of the field. He's really good off the tee, very straight. I'd say a little above average in distance, but not the longest hit of hitters. But he's very good from 120, 125 yards in.
Yes, we quite don't have the stats yet to say how far does he hit it, but looking at what we saw just the week which has gone by, the tournament that he won, the Chhattisgarh Open, we did note that he was extremely astute with his wedges, although not the longest. And let's take a look now at Jared while he takes on this par 3.
We will really need to flight this down given the windy conditions.
Well, there's only one way to hit a wedge, well, isn't it, Charya?
And you called it, Rahul, that he's going to hit a good shot, and he has. That's probably one of the best that we've seen. Getting the correct yardage in this condition is no easy work.
Yes, even Amardeep Malik had hit it pretty close, but we didn't quite catch his shot. We did see his putt though. Let's take a look now at Jamal.
A different kind of a player. He doesn't have that. The revolutions on the ball are not so many. He doesn't compress it that much, but still very good right to left movement. Almost has it on a string each and every time.
Jamal, an old timer here on the tour, and has left it short as well. So most players, getting caught up into that ridge.
Now this is about the time of the week when we, sort of gesture with each other and ask and try to pick one player. More often than not, we've been right. So who's going to be your pick now?
You've really, put me in a tough spot right now. But if I were to pick one player right now, I would pick Tapinder Ghai.
Yeah, Tapinder, of course, has his history with this golf club. I would still go with, be a little biased. I think it'll be Jared Hack once again. Even though Honey Bisoy is so dominant, I think Jared just looks in perfect form.
Yes, and Honey also, he's been knocking on the door for now a couple of weeks. So he could also, provide a very, very good fight for the week. And in fact, he is leading the way currently by 2 shots. And certainly by the way he is going, he will be a tough one to beat. But Tapinder Ghai, coming into this, into 2026, this is the venue that he won last year's tournament on. So, he's also going to be trying to get something going for himself.
Yeah, I'd say that Tapinder Ghai is such a good player. Always a little under the radar. And he always has those shades on, and he's all that unmistakable look. Reminds me a little bit of Paul Newman with his beard on and his shades. He's real mysterious, but he's a really good player, multiple winner on tour, really good ball striker. And he's also based out of Delhi NCR and works very proficiently on his golf game.
We have that leaderboard down there on our screens now with Tapinder Ghai at 12 under along with Jamal and Jared at 11 and Veer at 10. So certainly, it's peppered with great players, great names, and mind you, any of these guys can get on a tier on that back nine, and of course another 18 to go tomorrow. So anything can really happen, and this, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is the penultimate day for the DP World Players Championship here at the Qutab Golf Course, and lots of birdies are in the offing over here. And Hani Besoya, our leader now, putting for a birdie from about 30 feet away.
Rahul, which way would this break? I think it's one of those double breakers. What do you reckon?
Yes, it should break a little bit from the left to the right, and then get up on up onto the ridge, and after that it'll break from the right to the left. That's what I think.
That would make it very difficult to sort of judge both the speed and the line. Good putt nevertheless. Well judged. And I'd say well judged for the both of us as well, as far as the line is concerned. Jamal would definitely have benefited from that. He'd have gone to school on that.
Coming off that bogey, he's certainly looking at getting this one into the hole.
Once you see another player already hit that putt and you're certain about the line and speed, I think this makes the putt almost makeable, if I may.
I think for these players, every putt pretty much is makeable. So make no mistake, Jamal is one of the best putters out there.
Also want you to tell us a little bit about why he would want the flag in. Is that to get a better view, because the hole might not be visible? It's almost a little above the level of the feet.
I think perhaps he just wants it in there because if he knocks it a little bit hard and it hits the stick, the chances that it's going to stay or drop in the hole are much higher. But that's only if he got it up to the hole.
Yeah, as they say, never up, never in. But that's going to be good enough for a par. But ladies and gentlemen, pars are not going to help you here on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. It's only birdies, and they have to come thick and fast. Otherwise, you'd see yourself get left in the lurch.
Jared Hack now, as he putts for birdie, going with one of the line angle balance type of putters, a technology which has become very famous of late. This putt should break a little bit from the left to the right. It should straighten up later on.
We all wait with bated breath. That is brilliant execution. One of the few players that we've seen birdie this hole, and as I said, this is the part of the game that he really separates himself from the field.
He can thank me for the line if he likes after the round.
What kind of currency are we talking about, my friend? I know that mere thank you won't do.
Well, Hani Besoya now has about a 4-footer remaining for par here on the 10th.
Yeah, these are those knee knockers when you hit the first one by. At least the mystery is not there. You know which way it's going to break, but not the easiest to putt. Logic says that this should be maybe a little left of center because it broke the other way while coming up, but we'll really need to hit it firm. Otherwise, it has a tendency of veering away. Perfectly done. I think I was making a mountain out of a molehill.
Jamal Hussain, hopefully not making a mountain out of a molehill there.
Giving this considerable thought. You know how important each putt is, especially when you're playing big prize money events like this one. And we've seen often at the culmination of a tournament, a shot here and there can make a lot of difference, and safely done right in the hole.
Well, cut this week was applied at 1 over par, and 56 players made it through the first 2 days of the tournament into the money-making rounds, which are round 3 and round 4. This is the penultimate round, which is also called as the moving day. So there are, of course, some players who are trying to make the move. Tapinder Ghai, after that one drop shot, now 4 under par for the day after 10. We've also got Arjun Prasad, who is currently at 5 under par for his round. And we've also got a couple of other players here trying to make a move of their own. Anshul Patel, 3 under par for the day. And we also have Marvin Kibridge, who is currently at 4 under par for the day.
You know, our viewers might be confused why the group is waiting, because this is a par 4, almost playing to about 340, 350 yards, but for the majority of the long hitters, it is reachable.
As Tapinder now puts that one, we will throw it back to Valusha and Nikhil onto the 18th green.
Nikhil, day 3 has started here at the back 9. How important is the back 9?
Very important. You want to look to get some sort of momentum. This back 9 is your chance to make a move up the leaderboard. I call it the money country, because day 3 you're setting yourself to maybe a shot at the trophy. 9 holes can change the course of the game. You know, 4 or 5 birdies on the trot, 4 or 5 under. It makes a big difference. Some of the guys like Jared Hack yesterday was the leader. Today he's lost a couple of shots, if I may tell you. He's down 3 spots. He's 1 over. He's lost a couple of shots. But somebody who's made a move is Hani Besoya. You know, he's at the top of the leaderboard. He's ranked right up there. He's shot 2 under today. Tapendra Ghai, the guy who won here last year, he loves this course. He's 4 under today. He's second currently. So all these guys are looking to make a move. But Jared Hack, you know, he won at Raipur. Couple of bogeys here and there, but you got a couple of par 5s coming up as well. He'll be looking to get a couple of birdies. He'd be wanting to go up the ladder as well, another shot at contention. So the day 3 is your chance to make a move. And some guys who were, say, ranked 20th on the leaderboard, they have a good back 9, say 9 holes. They'll be looking to be in the top 10 as well, because it's all about, if you finish the top 10, of course, the money purse increases as well. So very important day 3.
Right, you mentioned money country. Right, tell us a little bit about that.
See, when you're in the, say, top 5, of course, the player purse, 1.5 crores, you get 16% of that. The top 10, then you get your money according to that. So, you know, when you made your cut, out of 125, 126 players, the top 55 guys make the cut, and then you're looking to make money. You're ready to move up the ladder. From 55, somebody is 55, you're looking to go and try and get as many birdies or try and shoot a really low round as well. So you're trying to make as much money as possible, because at the end of the tour, it's all about how much money you've earned on the tour to keep your tour card as well. So every shot counts when you make the cut as well.
Right, thanks for that clarification. Let's go over to the comm box.
Well, we are back here in the commentary box, and you've got a little view here of the two of us sitting in the comms box for this week here at the DP World Players Championship. We have the 18th holes view right here behind us, and at this beautiful golf course here in the heart of Delhi, Qutab Golf Course. Shaurya, how does it feel to be right here on the golf course this week rather than being in the studio?
Well, that's, you know, a double-edged sword, as they say. But I'll tell you, this is an enviable position that we're in. What a beautiful place that we're sitting in. The green is right at our back, and we're adjacent to the 18th hole on the right-hand side. So a beautiful place to be. And what a view we have of the best golfers in the country and the world, I'd say.
You got a view of the world, Shaurya.
We are being very pragmatic this week, my friend. But coming back to hole number 12, we also had a look at hole number 11, the flag being right at the front. That would make it reachable for the longer hitters, I'm certain, today.
Yes, with the wind from the back a little bit, I think it's coming in a little bit from the right to the left for that hole. It will make it fairly reachable for the longer hitters. But again, it'll all come down to the wedge and the putter in the end, because a lot of these players will be able to get it very close to the green. But after that, it's only going to be the wedge that's going to talk the language for the birdies.
Amardeep Malik,
here at hole number 12. One of the most difficult holes here on this golf course. A winding par 4. This used to be a par 5 back in the day. I'm talking almost about a decade and a half. But it's been changed to a par 4 now. They were actually the first, and this hole used to play as par 5s. But now they've both been turned into par 4s, which I think is rightly so. And what you're seeing here is this week we have preferred lies, as the ball sometimes ends up gathering mud. So you want to be very fair to all the players. So we have the option of lift, clean and place. Not nearer the hole though.
You've got the top 10 players there of the DP World PGTI and the Players' Championship for this week. Hani Besoya, of course, there right on the left bottom of our screens at 14 under par, leading the way with Tapinder Ghai, Jamal Hussain, Jared Hack, Veer Alawat, Arjun Prasad, Kshitij Naved Kaul, Dhruv Shoran, and Tangaraja and Manu Gandas, all right there, the top 10 of the tournament. And Amardeep Malik coming up just shy with that putt. He did everything he could in his capacity, hit a brilliant putt, put that ball in the right position with that preferred lie, and will have to stay with that tap in.
I'd have to say the caddy did everything as well. He was able to contort himself into all shapes and sizes, was just hoping that he could get the ball to move the other way, but alas, it didn't quite acquiesce and stayed out.
Well, we've got now Manoj S on the screen, holding on tight at 6 under par, just into the top 10.
Brilliant youngster.
Manoj has got a great future ahead of him. He's played a pretty good season back in 2025. That was his first season as a professional, and here he is again trying to keep himself inside of that top 10.
It's a fairly makeable putt uphill, and he does. It's not that easy as well as they make it look. That was a really good putt that he hit, and kind courtesy. Look at that, all smiles. That's what we like to see now. Kshitij now with call.
Kshitij likes to call himself King Call. Currently at a score of 2 under par for the day, 9 under for the tournament, a tie for 6th position right now, 5 shots away from Hani Besoya.
Rahul, did you just make that up, or it was very well done if you didn't? Just don't become King Kong, but that also might help you. I'd say King Kong would only be for the long hitters, maybe Anshul Kavatyal. The way he hits the ball really leaves nothing behind.
Kshitij visualizing that one. Very meticulous with his routines is Kshitij. Let's see if he can get this one to the bottom of the cup.
That really came out of that one.
And he kind of knew it right as his putter was nearing the ball itself. Didn't even have to hit it.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes in golf. A miscue. Looked rather makeable, but not to be. But on top of the leaderboard, we still have Hani Besoya, Tapendra Ghai, Jamal Hussain, Jared Hack, and Veer Alawat. So still back to Jamal Hussain here on hole number 11. Jamal Hussain with this downhill putt on hole number 11, a birdie attempt here. I'd like to see who's actually driven the green here.
Well, look for this one to be in the hole for Jamal. Downhill putt here for Jamal Hussain Mola. He's
you can see the way the wind is buffeting the flag. It's a lot of downwind. So
it's a right and left downwind on this hole today.
It would make it reachable for the majority of the field as this snakes away owing to the wind.
think has nearly veered that off due to the wind as well. And as now we get on Nikhil Chopra and Manoj Dutt out here into the comms box.
शुक्रिया शौर्य। हनी ने अच्छी बढ़त बनाई है, -14। हालांकि कल दूसरे स्थान पर थे, लेकिन आप अगर एकाग्रता के साथ शुरुआत करते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं आप बेहतर परिणाम प्राप्त कर सकते हैं, और वही सब कुछ करके दिखाया है हनी ने। कुछ अच्छे स्ट्रोक्स, बैलेंस बहुत अच्छा है, एक बढ़िया सोच के साथ आगे बढ़े हैं हनी आज तीसरे राउंड में। चलिए शुरुआत हुई एक और होल। प्रोफेशनल गोल्फ टूर ऑफ इंडिया, भारतीय खिलाड़ियों के साथ साथ अंतर्राष्ट्रीय खिलाड़ियों के साथ एक बहुत ही सुनहरा मौका। आप किस तरीके से कंडीशंस के बीच में तालमेल स्थापित करते हैं? कमेंट्री बॉक्स में मैं हूं मनोज दत्त और मेरे साथ है निखिल चोपड़ा। स्वागत आपका।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया मनोज जी। आज ये महत्वपूर्ण ये दिन है, तीसरा दिन। अमूमन कहते हैं कि सभी खिलाड़ी जो है वो मूव करना चाहते हैं। जैसे आज फेरबदल वो लीडर बोर्ड पे वो नज़र आ रहा है कि जिस तरीके से हनी बसोया आज उन कमाल के तरीके से खेल रहे हैं, उनका पटर चल रहा है। कल के जो लीडर थे जैरेड हैक जो रायपुर में जीत के आ रहे हैं, आज 3 बोगीज लगी हैं, कुछ बर्डीज भी लगी है, लेकिन वो फेरबदल जो है ना वो आज नज़र आ रहा है। लेकिन हनी बसोया, तपेंद्र घाई जो पिछले साल यहाँ इसी कोर्स पे जीते थे, लाडो कुतुब गोल्फ कोर्स की कंडीशंस उनको वो पसंद है। तो ये फेरबदल जो तीसरे दिन में ना ये बताता है कि किसके हाथ कितने करीब जाएंगे ट्रॉफी की ओर, वो मज़ेदार वो बात रहेगी।
बिल्कुल, क्रिकेट में भी थर्ड डे मूविंग डे होता है जहाँ से कहानी काफ़ी हद तक साफ दिखाई देती है मैच की भी।
देखिए टेस्ट मैच की दूसरी इनिंग ही तो बताती है कि हार और जीत या टेस्ट मैच ड्रॉ होगा, लेकिन यहाँ पे फ़र्क ये है कि 1.5 करोड़ का प्राइज मनी है, 16% जीता है। उससे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी आपका एक टिकट है यूरोपियन टूर की ओर। अगर आप साल के एंड में आप
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है। मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है। जिद है जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
लाइव एक्शन एक बार फिर से। मानसिक संतुलन, फोकस और एकाग्रता बहुत महत्वपूर्ण रहने वाली है इन कंडीशंस में। ग्रीन के ऊपर इस समय काफ़ी कुछ निर्भर करेगा कि किस तरीके से आप निशाना साधते हैं। क्लब्स की अदला बदली होगी। हालांकि प्लेयर्स तो चाहते हैं कि 20 के आसपास क्लब्स रहें, लेकिन जो प्लेइंग कंडीशंस हैं, जो डायरेक्शंस हैं, जो प्रोविजंस हैं, उसमें 14 क्लब्स ही आप रख सकते हैं अपने बैग में। और जो दर्शक देख रहे हैं, ये क्लब्स क्रिकेट क्लब नहीं है, ये क्लब्स हैं स्टिक्स, जिसकी मदद से बॉल को हिट किया जाता है। निखिल चोपड़ा तो क्रिकेटर हैं, बहुत सारे हिट्स लगाए हैं बैट से।
देखिए 14 बल्ले होते हैं जिसकी आप बात कर रहे हैं, और वो गोल्फ क्लब्स के नाम से जाने जाते हैं। और अमूमन हर बल्ले का क्लब का एक डिग्री ऑफ एंगल रहता है। 5 आयन और सीधा रहता है, 7 आयन थोड़ा सा और मुड़ा होता है। तो सबके अपने अपने वो डिस्टेंस रहते हैं। कई बार तो ऐसा होता है कि 14 में से आप सिर्फ 12 ही बल्ले इस्तेमाल करते हैं। बहुत सारे गोल्फ कोर्सेज में आप पूरे 14 बल्ले इस्तेमाल ही नहीं कर पाते। कभी आपने नीचे मारनी हो गेंद को, पेड़ के नीचे आप फंस जाए, तो अलग अलग तरीके से। लेकिन ये जो हाथ में बल्ला है ना, पटर जिसके नाम से कहा जाता है, एक गोल्फ में बहुत पुरानी कहावत है ड्राइव फॉर शो कि 350 गज भी ड्राइव मार रहे हैं, लेकिन पट फॉर डो, यानी कि जब पैसे कमाने होते हैं ना, तो ये आपका बेस्ट फ्रेंड होना चाहिए उस दिन। पटर जो है, पटर हॉट रहेगा, यानी कि आपका बैंक बैलेंस भी ना उतना ही वो हॉट रहेगा। तो किसी भी गोल्फर के लिए उस दिन अगर हार और जीत या कहाँ पे आप लीडर बोर्ड पे होते हैं, तो ये पटर, आप किसी भी गोल्फर से पूछ लीजिए, उनका बेस्ट फ्रेंड उस दिन वो पटर ही होना चाहिए। नहीं तो आप कितनी बारी यही कहानी सुनते हैं, कितने गोल्फर से जब वो मैदान से हटते हैं या गोल्फ कोर्स से हटते हैं टूर्नामेंट के बाद, कि आज पटर नहीं चला, आज मेरा पटर जो है वो हॉट नहीं था। तो वो हॉट पटर चाहिए आपको मुकाबले जीतने के लिए, तभी आप लो स्कोर्स आप वो शूट कर सकते हैं।
बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण जानकारी दी निखिल चोपड़ा ने। हनी अभी भी बढ़त बनाए हुए हैं -15, और इस खेल की खासियत है स्कोर नेगेटिव वे में चलता है। जिसके सबसे ज़्यादा माइनस होंगे वो विजेता, यानी किताब का दावेदार।
बहुत सारे गोल्फ कोर्सेज का कहते हैं कि वो पार 70, पार 72 क्या होता है। 18 होल का खेल होता है, उसमें आपको हर होल के लिए आपको 3 शॉट में कंप्लीट करने होते हैं, 4 शॉट में कंप्लीट करने होते हैं, 5 शॉट में कंप्लीट करने होते हैं। तो उसको कहते हैं वो पार 3, पार 4 और पार 5। ये जो आप अपने स्क्रीन के नीचे देख रहे हैं ना, जो आप बात कर रहे थे नेगेटिव में चल रहा है, -15, -12, तो तीसरे दिन हनी बेसोया जो है वो 72 शॉट्स ना लेके वो 72 से कम, वो 15 शॉट्स, हर रोज़ 72 आप उसको काउंट कर लीजिए, उससे कम उन्होंने 15 में वो कंप्लीट किया है, -15 में चल रहे हैं। पार 5 में आप 4 में कंप्लीट करते हैं, उसको बर्डी कहते हैं। अगर 2 में कंप्लीट करते हैं, 3 में कंप्लीट करते हैं तो ईगल हो जाती है। पार 3 में अगर आप 2 में करते हैं तो बर्डी होती है। 1 शॉट में कम करते हैं बर्डी, 2 में कम करते हैं तो फिर वो ईगल कहलाई जाती है। अगर किसी भी होल में पार 3 पे, 4 पे या 5 में अगर आप 3, 4 और 5 शॉट लेते हैं उस होल को कंप्लीट करने के लिए, तो उसको पार कहते हैं। लेकिन बहुत से ऐसे खिलाड़ी हैं जिनका अगर पॉजिटिव में जा रहा होता है तो समझ लीजिए उन्होंने 72 से ज़्यादा शॉट लिए हैं उस पूरे 18 होल या उस दिन का खेल में।
बिल्कुल, और एस बहुत महत्वपूर्ण रहता है। अगर आपने एस लगाया तो बल्ले ही बल्ले है।
देखिए एस, मनोज जी, अगर आपके एस लग गया ना, जिसको हम सब कहते हैं होल इन वन, तो उस दिन आप जाके लॉटरी की टिकट भी ले लीजिएगा। उसको कहते हैं किस्मत का धनी।
और अमूमन हमने बहुत सारी प्रेजेंटेशंस में देखा भी है, सुना भी है, एंकर पूछती आज आपने खाया क्या था।
जैसे क्रिकेट में कहते हैं किस्मत के धनी, फॉर्च्यून फेवर्स द ब्रेव, कई बार इस खेल में भी किस्मत का बहुत साथ होता है। 200 गज पे आप शॉट मार रहे हैं, हवा का रुख बदल जाए, आप जिस तरीके से अभी इस समय पट कर रहे हैं, ग्रीन पे आप रीड कर रहे हैं कि गेंद लेफ़्ट टू राइट चलेगी, राइट टू लेफ़्ट चलेगी, तो एक वो सही एक मैरिज चाहिए होती है, लाइन और स्पीड, तभी गेंद वो जाके होल में गिरती है। और जिसको हम सब कहते हैं वो जो होल की चौड़ाई भी होती है ना, वो 2.5 गेंद चौड़ी होती है। तो आसान खेल नहीं है, तो इसमें भी भाग्य के साथ आपको चाहिए भी, स्किल सेट भी चाहिए। ऑफ कोर्स अपनी प्रतिभा को न्याय देने के लिए तभी तो ये 6-6, 8-8 घंटे अभ्यास करते हैं।
और अमूमन कहा भी जाता है कि अभ्यास में बहाया हुआ पसीना रण क्षेत्र में खून बहने से बचाता है। आप कितना अभ्यास करते हैं, कितनी प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, किस तरीके से एग्जीक्यूशन करते हैं, वो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। बिल्कुल सदा हुआ शॉट।
अमरदीप मलिक बहुत साल से अंतर्राष्ट्रीय गोल्फ खेल रहे हैं, पीजीटीआई खेल रहे हैं, विश्व भर में जाके खेलते हैं, बहुत अनुभवी खिलाड़ी। 7 अंडर पे मनोज, अगर आप देखें तो लीडर से सिर्फ 8 शॉट ही दूर है। 2-3 पार 5 पे 2-3 बर्डी लग जाए तो फिर आप का फासला जब 4 से 5 शॉट का होता है तो फिर आप कहते हैं कि आखिरी राउंड में मैं पकड़ सकता हूं। तो ये तीसरा राउंड, बैक 9 बहुत महत्वपूर्ण रहते हैं। ध्रुव शोरन बहुत ही प्रतिभाशाली खिलाड़ी हैं। इनके साथ पिछले साल खेलने का मेरे को अवसर था प्रो-एम में। ज़्यादा लंबे कदकाठी के खिलाड़ी हैं नहीं, लेकिन कमाल की गोली मारते हैं। जो हम बात कर रहे थे अभी 300 गज, 325 गज, तो ये खिलाड़ी भी इनका ड्राइव बड़ा लंबा रहता है, बहुत ही प्रतिभाशाली खिलाड़ी।
लेकिन इस गेम का जो सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है वो ये कि आप टी बॉक्स से किस गति के साथ शॉट खेलेंगे और वो फेयरवे से होते हुए ग्रीन एरिया के आसपास कहाँ पर बॉल लैंड होगी, ये एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज रहता है। और उस चैलेंज को पार करने के लिए लगातार उस दूरी को नापा जाता है। हैंड आई कोऑर्डिनेशन अच्छा होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, तभी आप फेयरवे के आसपास बॉल को हिट कर सकते हैं। आपने तो काफ़ी वर्षों से गोल्फ खेला है निखिल, लेकिन एक सवाल मेरे जहन में कि सभी खिलाड़ियों के पास वाइड बॉल से हिट होता है, लेकिन उसको आइडेंटिफाई कैसे किया जाता है?
देखिए, राउंड स्टार्ट होने से पहले एक तो हर गेंद के मैन्युफैक्चरर का नाम होता है, उसके ऊपर नंबर रहता है। तो सभी खिलाड़ी जो कहते हैं कि मेरी समझ लीजिए टाइटलेस्ट नंबर 5 से मैं खेल रहा हूँ, नहीं तो प्रो गोल्फर्स में भी बहुत सारे प्रो गोल्फर्स हैं जो गेंद के ऊपर कोई स्माइली बनाएगा, वो बॉल आइडेंटिफाई कराने के लिए, या परिवार में कोई वाइफ का नाम लिखेगा, कोई बेटी का नाम लिखेगा, कोई बेटे का नाम लिखेगा, तो वो आइडेंटिफिकेशन रहती है। और कभी भी 4 खिलाड़ी अगर खेल रहे हैं तो अपना राउंड स्टार्ट करने से पहले वो बताते हैं कि मैं इस बॉल से खेल रहा हूँ और ये नंबर है, इसके ऊपर ये लिखा हुआ है। वो आइडेंटिफिकेशन वो ज़रूरी है, नहीं तो अगर आप गलती से किसी और की गेंद को मार देते हैं तो फिर वो एक पेनल्टी स्ट्रोक नाम से कहलाया जाता, तो फिर वो आइडेंटिफिकेशन ज़रूरी है। ये नहीं कि 3 सफ़ेद गेंदें आपने कोई से भी मार ली, जो करीब है उसी से आप खेलने लग जाए।
लेकिन मेरा मानना है कि वाइफ को तो नहीं बताते होंगे ने बॉल पे आपका नाम लिख रखा है।
देखिए, इसके 2 मायने हैं मनोज जी, या तो आप जोर से मार रहे हैं या तो आप प्रेम से लिख रहे हैं कि आपकी याद आ रही है। आप किस तरीके से समझते हैं, मैं समझ रहा हूँ आपका दिमाग कहाँ जा रहा है।
लेकिन जैसे ही बताएंगे आप श्रीमती जी को कि आज बॉल पर आपका नाम था, तो पूछेगी जरूर बहुत कस के मारे होंगे शॉट आपने।
उसका फिर फर्क है ना कि वो कहते हैं ना, वो तो घर घर की कहानी, बोलो आपका नाम लिखा था, आज मेरा बड़ा अच्छा दिन था, आज मैं जीत के आया हूँ।
और जो अमाउंट है वो करोड़ में है। बिल्कुल, इसी वजह से गोल्फ में बहुत ज़्यादा धनराशि दी जाती है और सबसे लोकप्रिय खेल है गोल्फ। धीमा ज़रूर है लेकिन बहुत कुछ मौजूद है। फोकस, एकाग्रता, डिसिप्लिन। आप किस माइंड?
Hi, I'm V. Rawat from DLF Golf and Country Club.
हम चर्चा कर रहे थे कि आप शुरुआत कैसे करते हैं, क्या माइंडसेट है आपका। और इनिशियली हैंड आई कोऑर्डिनेशन उतना अच्छा रहता नहीं है। हनी के पास अभी भी बढ़त है और धीरे धीरे अपनी बढ़त को बढ़ा रहे हैं। एक अच्छा कनेक्शन, जोरदार शॉट, पिचिंग बहुत महत्वपूर्ण रहेगी और बिल्कुल ग्रीन के पास बॉल लैंड हुई है।
उतना अच्छा शॉट नहीं जितना चाह रहे थे। अमोना पाथरी, ये ज़्यादा लंबा पाथरी है नहीं। 13वां होल यहाँ कुतुब गोल्फ कोर्स में, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से हवा चल रही है शायद बल्ला का फेस थोड़ा सा बंद हुआ। अमूमन आप अगर ज़्यादा लंबा पाथरी होता नहीं है तो गेंद आप होल के करीब मारना चाहते हैं, अपने आप को एक वो बड़ी चांस देना चाहते हैं। तपेंद्र घई, ये कंडीशंस, ये गोल्फ कोर्स इनको रास आती है। जिस तरीके से बहुत सारे बैट्समैन को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्टेडियम में जाते हैं, वो कंफर्ट लेवल, वो आंखों से उनको और वो कॉन्फिडेंस महसूस होता है। मुझे लगता है तपेंद्र घई को यहाँ कुतुब गोल्फ कोर्स ये कोर्स रास आता है, जिस तरीके से उसकी बनावट है। ये भी थोड़ा सा ग्रीन से गेंद छोटा रहा, शायद हेडविन, वो कैलकुलेशन कौन सा बल्ला उठाया उसके चलते गेंद हवा में रुकी, इसीलिए थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट ऑफ द ग्रीन रहे वहाँ पे तपेंद्र।
और निखिल, जिस तरीके से गेंदबाजी करते हुए विद द विंड और अगेंस्ट द विंड चूज़ किया जाता है, और जब भी आप टी पर मौजूद रहते हैं आप किस तरीके से हवा को एडजस्ट करते हैं। अगर विद द विंड है तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, लेकिन अगेंस्ट द विंड बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज रहता है।
ध्रुव शोरन, कमाल का ये शॉट ध्रुव शोरन द्वारा, अपने आप को एक चांस देंगे बर्डी। जी हाँ, विद द विंड यही रहता है कि अगर मान लीजिए 150 गज है, आप 9 एन मार रहे हैं तो आप हल्का मारते हैं, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि हवा गेंद को और दूर लेके जाएगी, क्योंकि हवा का साथ है, हवा बॉल के पीछे है, लेकिन हेडविंड होती है तो वो हवा गेंद को रोकती है। तो वही 150 के लिए फिर आपको 8 आयन या 7 आयन मारना पड़ता है, क्योंकि थोड़ी सी और ताकत लगानी पड़ती है। वो बल्ले का डिग्री जो है, और आप बड़ा बल्ला मारने को देखते हैं। चलिए, मेरे ख्याल में महम जो है वो तैयार हैं अपडेट लेके। कोर्स पे 18वें होल पे खड़ी हैं।
Round 3. Let's find out how his day was. Vikramjit, what do you make of the day? That was pretty nice on the 18th.
Yes, it was a nice way to finish off with a birdie. I didn't get off to a good start, but I kind of hung in there. The conditions are a little windy out here, and the wind's kind of picking up. So I think I was just patient all day, and I was just waiting for my chances. And it was nice to make 3 birdies in the last 5 holes. I think 5 or 6 holes.
That's nice. So you sort of moved on. I've got to ask you this: how do you reset after a bogey? What do you tell yourself? Because I mean, at the end of the day, when you're, they say the best shot in golf is the next one, right? Yes. But it's not so simple.
Right. So I think we players we do our best, and there are only certain things which are in your control, and I think the best way to reset is to kind of focus on the next hole and just kind of regroup and focus on the process, I guess.
Yeah. And talk to us about the challenges that you faced on this course. I mean, especially in round 3, back 9, did it get more challenging?
I think certain pin positions are a little tight. Like I think that's the only teeth this golf course has, to be honest. I mean, if the flags are easy, then it's going to be really, really easy, because I mean, the golf course is pretty short enough, scoring enough. So I think the only thing that can really make this golf course tough is like a couple of things is the firmness of the greens and pin positions, because the course is playing hard as well. So the greens are also formed up with the wind up. So it is a bit of a challenge.
Okay, Vikramjit, thank you so much and all the best.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, that's it from us.
बहुत कुछ कहा विक्रमजीत ने। चलिए एक बार फिर से लाइव एक्शन। हनी लगातार बढ़त बनाए हुए हैं।
जैरेड हैक इस सीजन का पहला मुकाबला रायपुर में जीते थे, 10 अंडर मारा था उन्होंने फाइनल राउंड पे। आज 3 बोगीज लगी हैं। अब ये महत्वपूर्ण ये पट रहेगा। कल इसी स्कोर पे थे, अगर बॉडी हो जाती 13 अंडर, कल इसी स्कोर पे थे, ये महत्वपूर्ण पट रहेगा। वो कॉन्फिडेंस भी वापस आएगा। यही फ़र्क है, यही फ़र्क है हार और जीत में। वो समझ लीजिए कुछ सेंटीमीटर्स का ही खेल है। ये पट गिर जाता, कॉन्फिडेंस और जैरेड हैक का वापस आता। इस समय शायद मानसिक तौर पे अपने आप से लड़ रहे होंगे कि लीडर बोर्ड पे चल रहा था। इस समय हनी बैसोया आगे चल रहे हैं, 3 शॉट आगे। वो 3 शॉट को कवर करने की कोशिश कर रहे होंगे जैरेड हैक। जमाल हुसैन भी 3 शॉट पीछे। मज़ेदार ये मुकाबला रहेगा। डे 3 का भी जितने होल बचे हुए, ऑफ कोर्स कल का दिन वो महत्वपूर्ण दिन रहेगा।
बहुत सारी कैलकुलेशंस रहती हैं। ग्रीन का ढलान कैसा है, किस एंगल से शॉट को खेलना है, और क्या स्पीड रहेगी। बहुत कुछ प्लस माइनस रहते हैं ऐसी सिचुएशन में। जमाल हुसैन बांग्लादेश से आए हैं और अच्छा प्रदर्शन रहा है उनका। बहुत ही फोकस रहे हैं, अच्छी चुनौती दी है उन्होंने सभी खिलाड़ियों को। मिस कर गए, स्पीड थोड़ी तेज लगी शॉट के पीछे।
कई बार स्पीड आप इसलिए चाहते हैं कि वो जो ब्रेक देखते हैं, जिसको गोल्फर्स की टर्म में कहते हैं कि गेंद कितना मुड़ेगा, कई बार कम ब्रेक लेके आप थोड़ा सा ज़ोर से मारने को देखते हैं ताकि गेंद वो होल में चली जाए। पार पट, कई बार ये 4 फुट के पट जो रहते हैं वो थोड़ा सा एक टीजिंग लेंथ रहती है। आप पार करना चाहते हैं, जी हाँ, ये वो टीजिंग लेंथ होती है जो पटर की लेंथ से थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा होता है कि गेंद कितना घूमेगी, किस गति से मारना है। वो थोड़ा सा फिर आपको अनुमान ज़्यादा लगाना पड़ता है, सोचना पड़ता है पट मारने से पहले। और अब तो अच्छी बात यह है कि भारत में पीजीटीआई में आपके पास अंतर्राष्ट्रीय गोल्फर्स विश्व भर से आ रहे हैं जो क्वालिफाइंग स्टेज पार करके आ रहे हैं, तो भारतीय गोल्फ का स्तर मैं मानता हूं कि धीरे धीरे और बेहतर होता चला जाएगा।
जाहिर सी बात है, भविष्य सुनहरा है भारतीय गोल्फ का। जैसे कि निखिल ने कहा, आसानी के साथ बॉल को होल्स तक पहुंचा दिया था, लेकिन अभी भी भारत के हनी बसोया पहले स्थान पर मौजूद है। उसका मुख्य कारण ये कि अच्छी खासी बढ़त बना रखी है उन्होंने। हालांकि हैक कल शाम को पहले स्थान पर थे, लेकिन जब आप छोटी छोटी गलतियां करते हैं तो विपक्षी खिलाड़ियों को मौका मिलता है। आपके अपोनेंट्स न केवल मैच में वापसी करते हैं बल्कि अपनी स्थिति को भी सुधार लेते हैं। वही सब कुछ किया हनी ने, जो कि दूसरे स्थान पर थे, लेकिन कुछ सटीक शॉट्स लगा करके जो अंतर है वो 3 का अभी भी मेंटेन किए हुए हैं।
वीर अलावत अच्छे रिदम में नजर आ रहे हैं। आज 3 अंडर खेल रहे हैं, तो फिर कह सकते हैं कि आज उनका दिन अच्छा चल रहा है। उसी रिदम को बरकरार रखना चाहेंगे। चौथे स्थान पे हैं, 3 अंडर एक अच्छा स्कोर रहता है, और उसी रिदम को बरकरार रखेंगे। 2-3 अंडर और अगर स्कोर लगाते हैं तो फाइनल डे से पहले किसी भी खिलाड़ी के लिए 5 अंडर 6 अंडर का स्कोर एक वो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण वो स्कोर रहता है और कॉन्फिडेंट आता है। तीसरे दिन की रात आपकी अच्छी गुजरती है, सोते हैं तो फिर आप चौथे दिन के इंतज़ार करते हैं, नींद अच्छी आती है कि जी हाँ आज थोड़ा सा और प्रेशर बनाऊंगा, चौथा दिन उसी रिदम के साथ खेलूंगा। बिल्कुल वैसे ही जैसे ओवरनाइट बैट्समैन एक 90 पे बैटिंग कर रहा हो कि कल का दिन मेरा और अच्छा होगा।
और अगर वीरेंद्र सहवाग बैटिंग कर रहे हो वो तो कहते हैं आज ही सब कुछ करना है, कल के लिए कुछ
I'm Hani Basoya from DLF Golf and Country Club.
देखिए वीरेंद्र सहवाग की आप जितनी चर्चा कर रहे हैं उससे सकारात्मक सोच वाला आपने खिलाड़ी कभी देखा नहीं होगा। वो 99 पे खेल रहा हो, 199 पे या 299 पे, वो सिर्फ बाउंड्री की तलाश करता है। आपको कहानी बताता हूँ कि सकलेन मुश्ताक गेंदबाजी कर रहा था, वो वीरू छक्के मार रहा था। जब उनको मुल्तान का सुल्तान का वो खिताब मिला था ना, तो फिर 290 पे शायद बल्लेबाजी कर रहे थे, तो वो इंजमाम को कहते हैं इंजी भाई सकलेन को आप गेंदबाजी का अवसर दीजिए, 2 छक्के मारूंगा। अब इंजी भाई को लगा कि ये शायद मजाक कर रहा है या क्या कर रहा है, और वाकई जब उसको वो 1 ओवर कराया 2 छक्के मारे, अपने 300 बनाए। कहता है मैंने बताया था आपको कि 2 छक्के मारूंगा। तो वीरू जैसा खिलाड़ी आपको बहुत कम अंतर्राष्ट्रीय खेल में देखने को मिलता है।
और उसी मैच में इंजमाम ने कहा था कि मुझे अपनी कप्तानी पर शक हो रहा था कि मैं कप्तानी अच्छी कर रहा हूँ या खराब कर रहा हूँ। पहले ही घंटे में सारे फील्डर्स बाउंड्री राइडर्स के रूप में तब्दील हो चुके थे। चलिए उम्मीद करते हैं कि आपने इस सेशन का भरपूर आनंद उठाया होगा। हनी अभी भी पहले स्थान पर मौजूद है। जमाल और हैक ने चुनौती ज़रूर दी है, लेकिन देखते हैं कि हनी किस तरीके से अपना आगे का रास्ता तय करते हैं। अश्विन और राहुल जुड़ेंगे, आपके साथ बताएंगे कि किस तरीके का सफ़र रहेगा अब यहाँ से आगे।
Thank you, Manoj, and thank of course
Honey leads the way at 15 under par through 12 holes of the moving day. And Jared Hack and Jamal are tied at 12 under par each. The Tapender guy seems to be getting the wheels off that wagon. Currently at 11 under par for the tournament. Has made 2 bogeys on that back nine with a hot start on the front half. Hits and misses. Manoj S there, chipping it up onto the 9th green. Bit of a hit and miss, that one. And Amardeep Malik, wondering why it went off the other way. Manoj S. Yikes. We've got Jamal Hussain trying to putt this one in for a par. This was a bit of a hit and miss in terms of the fact that it missed, but otherwise it was a pretty good putt. Hani Besoya wondering why it didn't turn quicker. Jamal Hussain waiting for it to get up, but it never did. Amardeep Malik putting that one up from the back of the green. Really good effort here by Amardeep Malik. And Jamal Hussain with a little bit of hip turn on that putt, letting that slide off to the right of the hole. We've got Manoj S back here with a little bit of lip, but no hole. And Kshitij Naved call with that fist pump with a bout of sarcasm, and Jared Hack leaving that one on the low side. Got now Hani Besoya, our leader, back on the screen as I'm joined alongside by Ashwin Krishnan.
Thank you, Rahul. Hani has taken an initiative with 4 birdies against just 1 drop shot, and he is now in a 3-stroke lead. What a beautiful chip shot. Misses the cup by 4 inches, but that goes to show the kind of form the man is in.
Here on the 13th hole, pin position is just 7 in from the front and 6 from the left, and this is a 173-yard par 3. 2 back-to-back par 3s here on the back nine, hole number 13 and 14. Both fairly long holes in terms of their distances. They're about 180 yards odd, and would have a mid-iron for each of the players. But the flag location as well as the winds on the course make the shot tougher than the number on the board. Jared Hack coming up from the front part of the green, and of course really good shot game. Let's see if Jared can get this one up close and personal with the hole. Not quite happy with that attempt. Still have about 4 feet remaining for a par. And Jamal seems to have found the putting surface here. Let's see if he can make this birdie attempt that he has to move to 13 under par.
Looks like a downhill putt. These back-to-back par 3s are rewarding and punishing, depends on how you approach them. And as Rahul just mentioned, the wind factor, plus the fact that the 14th has a water body tucked away to the right.
Yes, it doesn't seem all that daunting when you're standing on the tee shot. You really realize how big that water hazard is, and you've got to play this shot coming in from the left side off the green and fade it into any of the flag locations. If you're a draw player and you miss it to the right, this is a tough hole to get on the putting surface too.
And the green rolls into the water hazard at places, so it depends on where you position that ball, as against also where the flag is, the pin position is located.
Jamal as he gets ready for his birdie putt here. Jamal going fairly strong and solid. 1 under par for the day, 12 under for the tournament. This putt should break a little bit from the left to the right. Let's see if he gives it one more of those customary little hip turns on his putt. He controlled that one up fair bit, and now just about missing that one. Didn't really turn as much as he expected it to. A great effort nonetheless.
Golf is a game of temperament. You need to put these setbacks behind you. It's not really a setback, but you would like to have, he would have liked to have found the heart of the cup there. But you need to peg on. It's a lesson, as is life. Golf teaches you many a lesson. repairing those pitch marks there, and Jamal is all set to. In your experience, Rahul, these small putts leading from 2 to 4 feet, they are more daunting than the large ones, aren't they?
You know, they say that 3-footers have a great way to feel like 30-footers. So let's just stick with that much, and let's see if Jamal can roll that one in nice and easy. Of course, you know, we do tend to make a mountain out of a molehill, like Shaurya just mentioned a few moments ago, and that kind of is what we make out of 3-footers. They aren't the toughest putts, but it's the situations that make them feel really, really hard.
It's the expectation. You are expected to sing them, as does Jamal on this occasion.
You know, according to the stats and the science of greens, a 3-footer will always be, you know, the putt will always be inside the hole in terms of the line, so which makes it pretty easy to read. But you know, like we've seen it over and over, and you know, times immemorial, we've seen like when there is a pressure situation, these putts can become really, really tough. In fact, we've seen 1-footers becoming tough in pressure situations. So you know, a 3-footer is still 3 times as tough.
It's all in the mind. As is the case with cricket, the mentally stronger golfer will wind up taking home the silverware, as is always the case. That's another miss. We just talked about missing short putts.
Unlikely one though for Jared Hack. He's quite astute in that short game department, but it is what it is, I guess. I like the way he just moved unfazed towards marking that putt for a bogey after that missed attempt, and that's kind of what a good player would do. You know, not be deterred by a poor putt or a poor shot, and just go on and try it again. Ani Bisoya putting for par. No trouble for Honey as he moves into the par 3 14th hole with the 3-shot lead over Jamal Hussain. As Jared Hack now putts for a bogey here. It's probably becoming the most common grip on professional golf tours across the world, the claw grip. And that's exactly what Jared also has on his putting.
Jared became the first golfer in the history of the PGTI circuit to break 60. I mean, I know he played a par 69 course in Chhattisgarh.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for? अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
Back to the action here. We have Amardeep Malik on our screen. Amardeep blessed recently with a baby, currently at 7 under par. Let's see if he can roll the dice over here just as properly as required. Tight for the 8th position right now alongside Manu Gandas and Dhruv Shoran. And yes, he can. And Amardeep Malik there with a birdie on hole number 15. Moves to 8 under par for the tournament.
The first 2 rounds witnessed just 2 golfers in the top 10, or just one to be precise, not able to break par. But today, as we see play, either the players are playing a little safe or pin positions are tougher. What do you think it is, Rahul?
I think it's a bit of a mix of the pin positions as well as the wind. We are sitting out here in the open in our commentary box for this week with the 18th green right behind us, and the wind can be felt on our backs. So I think it's the wind which is making the scoring a bit tougher. But talking about toughness, Arjun Prasad seems to not be deterred by the wind at all. Currently at 5 under par for the day, 9 under par for the tournament. Really, putting on a turbo engine, so to speak.
Blemish-free round.
Kshitij Naved call with now a more realistic fist pump.
Kshitij is now sitting at 8 under. It's still early days. We've got a whole round tomorrow.
Well, moving the day though is today, and today is when you really see guys cooking up something special and jumping up multiple spots, as is Arjun Prasad doing right now. Although he's still far away from the leader Hani Basoya, and Hani now holds the lead 3 shots ahead of Jamal, and that is a sizable lead to finish up the third round. In fact, he's still got about 6 holes remaining to be played.
Hani Basoya coming from a very well-known golfing family. Gus Thram, his uncle, was a leading professional, is still playing this tournament, and there are about 6 professional golfers in that family. So golf runs in their blood, so to speak.
Something certainly about the food that these people are eating, that the entire family are well-known professional golfers, and that certainly runs in the family, as you said, Ashwin. And here we have Aryaman Aditya Mohan on our screen, currently at 5 under par for the tournament, 1 over par for the day here on hole number 16. The par 5. Aryaman has got off to a fairly good start in his first year as a professional golfer.
That's pretty exaggerated backswing.
A bit of a misread here. He'll still have about 5 feet remaining.
These greens are reading at 10.8 on the stimp meter, which is relatively slick, and I'm sure they're going to get tougher tomorrow.
Aryaman is playing alongside Akshay Sharma and Chandrajit Yadav, and Akshay Sharma, of course, got off to a pretty hot start this week as well, as he did last week at the Chhattisgarh Open, but unfortunately not quite holding up very strong after a start of 64 and 61, currently at 4 under par for the tournament. And Chandrajit Yadav, of course, the man who made big news in 2025 with a hole-in-one on a par 4.
Hani Basoya leading the field at 15 under, 3-stroke cushion over Jamal Hussain and Jared Hack, who are tied second at 12 under apiece. And that finds the heart of the cup. A mini fist pump there. We still have a good 6 holes to go for today's play. Hani Basoya has every chance to open up a bigger lead going into the final round. Meanwhile, Jared Hack is not letting up. He's not had a great day, but he is still holding on to that 12 under score. 2 drop shots today. 3 drop shots, sorry, as against 1. He's playing to 1 over, 2 birdies and 3 drop shots for Jared Hack.
Akshay Sharma rolling that one in beautifully from about 6 feet away. No trouble there. As we take a look now at Aryaman Aditya Mohan, putting from about 5 feet on hole number 16, the par 5. Currently 5 under par for the tournament.
One of those knee knockers.
A nice and firm putt here by Aryaman. Really signaling a lot of authority on that putt. As we now move on back to the leader group. Hani Besoya here on hole number 14, the par 3. Number 14 is 179-yard hole, depending on the flag location, placed to about 180 or 190 yards, depending on where the tee and the flag is positioned. So, hit a solid shot onto the left side of the green. Pin today at 26 in from the front and 5 from the right. So, long way away from the hole as he putts for birdie.
The flag's clearly been tucked away near the water body. And oh, Honey's ball comes to rest just about 2 feet from the pin, but he's safe now. That's 4 birdies for Honey Besoya against 1 dropped shot on the 5th. He's on cruise control as we speak.
For the viewers, as you can see, the red stakes behind the 2 players standing there on the green. That is where the water hazard is. So right next to the green is the water hazard. I think, if I'm not wrong, it pretty much starts right as exactly where Honey is standing.
So that's a tough pin position there. I wonder where Mr. Sampachari is going to position it tomorrow for the final round.
Well, I think he's going to put it center right or the front right. So about 10 in and a few yards from the right side. That would be another treacherous flag location for this hole. A lot also depends on the wind, because the way it's playing right now, Ashwin. If the wind is coming in from the right or the left, that'll just change the way the hole behaves. Take a look now at Jamal. Jamal would have picked up a little bit of course knowledge there for the read from Honey's putt.
He does a good job there. The one thing about this green is it tends to slope into the water hazard at places. So if you overshoot the cup, in case it's positioned close to the water hazard, you're actually asking for trouble.
You mean to say it's not over even after you find the dance floor from the tee?
Very true. This is one green that lives up to that saying.
Wow, that's quite tough. So make no mistake, these are the best players in the country and also internationally. Look at Jared Hack flying in all the way from Florida to compete here on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India as he putts for par.
One information about Jared Hagg, a little piece of stat. Jared Hagg shot a 59 last week at the Fairway Golf and Lake Resort. It's a par 69 course, of course, the first golfer on the PGTI circuit to break 60. However, few people know that he shot a 57 in a skins game in July 2021. A 15 under par 57 at the Las Vegas Golf Club during a Thursday skins game.
Well, that's some serious stat dropping there, Ashwin.
It's remarkable how these numbers just work for some people, like Jared Hagg. Not many people have. What's your best round, Rahul?
I think it was 9 under par on a par 72. So that was the best I shot. And I think I said at that point of time, it's about time you hang your boots, my friend.
After a 9 under par? That's when I would put on my boots.
Well, it was just a bit in jest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was my best. And funnily enough, I think I was 2 over par through the first 4 holes. And that's when I shot that round. So, yeah, it's a funny game. You don't know when they're going to come. When they come, they don't warn you at all. Tapinder Ghai. trying to pick shots from the course. Currently at 11 under par. Nice putt here for Tapendra. Tapendra won the tournament here at the Qutab Golf Course in 2025. And is cooking up quite a storm on that front nine with 5 birdies, but has slowed down into that back nine. Maybe a bit of an energy bar could help here. Dhruv Shoran, it's about 10 feet away. Putting for birdie on the 15th is Dhruv. 7 under par for the tournament.
Speaking of Tapendra Ghai, he is you can't call it the defending champion, but the last time the Callans Open at the Qutab Golf Course in April 2025, Tapendra won, and what a victory it was, because he dropped a shot on the last hole of the tournament to win by 1 stroke.
Shoran for birdie. Looks like he's playing a bit of a right-left putt here. And yes, a confident walk with a confident hit. Dhruv Shoran would move to 8 under par with that birdie putt.
Veer Alawat is now tied 3rd with 2 other golfers, Tapendra Ghai and Jared Hack. Meanwhile, Jamal Hussain is placed 2nd at 12 under. Hanibai Soya continues in the lead at 15 under. Good 3-stroke cushion.
Manoj S there, walking like a champion. 7 under par for the tournament currently. On to the 15th hole, we've got Jared Hack off the tee, going with a driver. 15th hole actually offers players to go with different options off the tee. Some players like to play it shorter than the trees on the right side of the fairway and a bunker there. And some players like to go with a driver as the option. Jared, of course, opting for the driver.
It's also a relatively forgiving hole, the 15th. You can get onto the green. I mean, if you say to the left of the fairway. The 16th is a dog-leg par 5, which tends to test your skills a little more than the 15th. Looks like an interesting leaderboard there. Hanibai Soya leading at 15 under, 3-stroke cushion over Tapendra Ghai and Jamal Hussain, tied at 12 under at 2nd position. And then we have 2 golfers, Veer Alawat and Jared Hack. Jared Hack has slipped to tied 4th place at 11 under. He's dropped another shot on the 13th. So he's had 4 dropped shots today. After 2 rounds of not a single dropped shot, bogey-free rounds, Jared Hack has erred on 4 occasions. He will have to pull up his socks if he has to record his 2nd straight win on the PGTI circuit's 2026 season.
Of course, got off to a really hot one in 2026 with 30 under par at the SECL Chhattisgarh Open, and Amardeep Malik now on our screen, coming off from the bunker. Currently 8 under par for the tournament. Amardeep Malik coming up short of the hole from that bunker, as Manoj S also finding his way into the same place. Par 5, 16th hole. Let's see if Manoj can play this one a little more aggressively than Amardeep did. Manoj, all of 17 years of age, coming from Bengaluru. A young golfer. A solid shot here by Manoj S, although he'll still have his work cut out from about 10 feet away.
You can see the flag fluttering. It's a windy day, as Rahul had mentioned. The wind plays a huge role when you're playing any kind of golf, especially competitive golf, where there is very little scope for error.
Yeah, I guess so, because the kind of golf that I play now is, wind really doesn't matter. It just feels like a good day.
You're making golfers now. You're shaping golf careers now, Rahul. So the next champion on the PGTI circuit could well be your student.
It's indeed very kind of you, Ashwin, to say that. And Hani continues the lead currently at 15 under. Got Veer Lawat trying to catch more shots as he's 3 under par for the day, 11 under for the tournament. And Tapendra Ghai with a birdie that he made on the 15th now has moved back to 12 under to tie alongside Jamal. And let's see if Amardeep Malik can roll this one into the heart of the cup. Should break a little bit from the left to the right. It's a bit deceptive, this putt. It appears like it breaks quite a bit. If I remember correctly, I think it doesn't break as much as it appears.
Not bad, a little less in terms of effort. He'd have sunk that ball, but well, 2 putts. I'm sure he'll take it. How many putting styles are there, Rahul? Everybody seems to have a different grip.
I think putting is perhaps that one part of the game where everyone kind of has their own recipe, whatever works for them. We see the regular conventional grip. We see a cack-handed grip, which is you can call it the reverse overlap if you like. We see a lot of claw grips these days. So lots of different grip options available. I also see some players who kind of interlace all of the fingers together, and it's the hands kind of the palms sit parallel to each other on either side of the grip. So depending really player to player, some players also tend to use a regular iron grip that they would use onto putting, and probably keep the index finger straight out just to sort of get more control on the shaft. So very personal thing is putting. In fact, I would say it's probably got most number of options, and you would find a lot of players changing them on the putting surface every now and then. Manoj S going with something that looks like a conventional grip.
Well, it's worked for him. It's worked for him. And which would you say is the dominant hand in while putting if you were to coach a youngster?
I think the right hand would be the dominant hand for a right-handed golfer, and primarily because that's where the maximum amount of feel would be there for a right-handed golfer.
It's a little different from cricket, where the left hand is the guiding hand.
And the left primarily would provide support and stability, while the right would do the best job in terms of the rolling of the ball. Let's take a look now at Kshitij Naved call.
Kshitij is fresh from a birdie on the 15th, sitting at 9 under. Oh, near miss.
Missed that one just on the low side. A pretty solid putt though there by Kshitij Naved. Multiple winner on the tour. Kshitij has his. In fact, if you look at Kshitij's golf swing, you'll wonder how many styles of golf swings are there, and he's quite the swinger, I would say, which looks primarily a bit closer to what Bryson DeChambeau's swing looks like.
Well, talking of golf swings, the most successful Indian golfer ever, arguably, Jeev Milkha Singh, had the most strange golf swing.
Yes, it's amazing how the sport really works. And if you look at guys like Jim Furyk, if you look at Vijay Singh for that matter, the Fijian, his trail hand actually literally comes off the club at impact, and yet he's been one of the best ball strikers ever. So everybody has always spoken about that, but his weak point was always putting. So it's interesting how many parts of the game there are. Jared Hack making yet another birdie here on hole number 15.
Well, as they say in the West Indies, whatever rocks your boat.
Well, as we now switch over in the comms box here, and you'll be joined now by Shaurya Singh and Manoj Dutt.
शुक्रिया राहुल। हनी ने अभी भी अच्छी खासी बढ़त बना रखी है और उसका मुख्य कारण ये कि उनका जो कंसंट्रेशन लेवल है बहुत अच्छा है, कम से कम गलतियां करते हुए आगे बढ़ रहे हैं।
Yes, now Jamal Hussain. He's been really good throughout this week at 12 under par. We'll bring to our viewers a unique perspective, while me and Manoj Dutt, him with a cricketing background and me with my golfing background, we'll bring two perspectives to this broadcast. Honey has really been on a tear today, 3 under par, leading the tournament by 3 shots. He's in view, and Tapinder Ghai, he's a winner here, a former winner on this golf course, tied alongside Jamal. And the American Jared Hack having a rather subdued day at 11 under par for the tournament, tied alongside Veer Alawat. Kshitij Navid Kaul is at 10 under par, sixth position. So मनोज जी, आप बताइए थोड़ा गोल्फ और क्रिकेट में आपको क्या सिमिलैरिटी लगती है, क्या चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जो आप कह सकते हैं कि बराबर है? ड्यू एक फैक्टर है जो मुझे लगता है दोनों गेम में, आप इसमें थोड़ा सा बताएंगे?
देखिए, जो ड्यू है वो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका अदा करती है, और क्रिकेट में तो अमूमन आप कमेंट्री में सुनते ही हैं कि टॉस बहुत महत्वपूर्ण रहता है। टॉस जीत करके कैप्टन्स फील्डिंग करते हैं ताकि जब बाद में उनकी टीम बैटिंग करेगी तो वो जो बॉल गीली हो जाती है ड्यू की वजह से, उसका फ़ायदा उठाया जा सके।
Yes, we'll just get back to that discussion while we have a look at Tapendra Ghai, who's playing hole number 16, the par 5, a birdie opportunity this hole. Tapendra Ghai, this is a nice hole which winds to the right, and a genuine birdie opportunity for majority of the field. He's left that a little shy and short and left of the hole. Many of the players would be able to reach this hole in two. In fact, the longer hitters might even get a mid-iron here on this hole. Hole number 16 measures at 520 yards. Wind from left to right, uphill hole. तो मनोज जी, जैसे आपने कहा था ड्यू, क्रिकेट में ड्यू और गोल्फ में ड्यू, तो आप बताइए क्रिकेट में ड्यू क्या फ़र्क पड़ती है और आपको क्या लगता है इसमें गोल्फ से क्या सिमिलैरिटी है?
देखिए, क्रिकेट में जो क्रिकेट की बॉल है वो ग्रिप करनी पड़ती है, और अमूमन हम कमेंट्री में कहते भी हैं कि गीली बॉल बिल्कुल साबुन की टिकिया जैसी होती है। जिस तरीके से आप साबुन की गीली बट्टी को ग्रिप नहीं कर सकते हैं, ऐसी गीली बॉल को भी ग्रिप करना एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज रहता है। यहाँ पर बॉलर नहीं है, यहाँ पर बॉल को आपको हिट करना है, लेकिन जब कोर्स में गीलापन महसूस किया जाता है, ओस गिरी हुई होती है, तो बॉल की जो गति होती है वो प्रभावित होती है। उस गति को कैसे कंट्रोल करना है एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज रहता है। एंड आई कोऑर्डिनेशन के साथ साथ जब आप नीचे देखते हैं तो गीली घास, उसके ऊपर किस गति के साथ आपको हिट करना है, कनेक्शन स्थापित करना है।
आपने बड़े अच्छे तरीके से बताया कि एक साबुन की टिकिया। गोल्फ में मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा, जब ड्यू होती है तो ज़्यादा फ़र्क प्लेयर को ग्रीन पे पड़ता है, उसको गति में थोड़ा कन्फ्यूजन आ जाता है प्लेयर को, क्योंकि परत एक होती है जमी हुई, और जब पहले खिलाड़ी जाते हैं, जब ज़्यादा लोग खेले नहीं है उस ग्रीन पे, तो उसको कन्फ्यूजन होता है कि भैया स्पीड क्या होगी। और दूसरी चीज़ ये कि घास और बॉल के बीच में पानी आ जाता है जब वो शॉट मारता है, तो वो इतनी स्पिन नहीं करती है। कई बार हम क्रिकेट पे देखते हैं ना, थर्ड मैन पे कट मारा, वो गिर के स्पिन होती है, तो गोल्फ में भी स्पिन बहुत ज़रूरी है। बॉल गिर के आप प्लेयर रोकता है, तो सुबह के समय में बॉल इतनी स्पिन नहीं करती, तो उसको वो अपना अनुमान और जजमेंट लगाना पड़ता है, तो ये एक फ़र्क है। Get back to the action.
खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या बावाली जिद क्या बावाली जिद क्या बावाली जिद।
चलिए एक बार फिर से लाइव एक्शन। हम चर्चा कर रहे थे जो ओस है, ड्यू है, उसका क्या असर पड़ता है सरफेस पर। और शौर्य ने बहुत अच्छा कहा कि जो ग्रीन है, जहाँ पर सब कुछ होना है, जहाँ पर तय होना है विजेता उपविजेता हार और जीत, वहाँ पर अगर ड्यू गिरती है तो उसके दोहरे प्रभाव रहते हैं। अगर फुट मार्क्स बने हुए हैं ग्रीन के ऊपर तो फुट मार्क्स पर जब बॉल ट्रैवल करेगी तो उसकी गति अलग होगी, और अगर पूरी तरीके से सपाट आप ड्यू को देख रहे हैं तो वहाँ पर गति कुछ और होगी। इसलिए बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज रहता है। साइंटिफिक रीजन है ड्यू को किस तरीके से आपने हैंडल करना है, खासतौर से गोल्फ में ग्रीन के ऊपर होल्स में बॉल को प्लेस करने के लिए।
Yes, that's very rightly said by Manoj there. It makes so much difference of the dew, especially if it has a clear path. And Dhruv Sharon has a clear path to that flag. The ball will break from his left. It's an uphill putt, maybe all of 25 feet. Speed would be really important in this one. Can't afford to leave it short. And I think he was able to get the speed right, but the line maybe over borrowed a little bit. And there you can see he's having that keen discussion with his man Friday on the back that my dear friend, I think you got it wrong on this time. So the line had a lot more to be desired, but I'd say all in all a good putt. We saw Tapendra there hitting from the fairway and missing it to the left hand side. Left with maybe about 18 feet in order to try and make birdie. Hani Basoya still leads the tournament, and for those of you who are joining us, I'd like to welcome you to the DP World Players Championship 2026 being played at the Qutab Golf Course in New Delhi. This tournament offers a prize fund of 1.5 CR. On your screen is Indian Tapendra Ghai coming along really well with a flurry of birdies. He's at 12 under par for the tournament, and this opportunity to get to 13 if this were to find the bottom of the cup, and that would just about snake away, give him a 3-footer, which he should be able to make without much difficulty. We'd also like to tell you that DP World is now the official title partner for the PGTI, and the Professional Golf Tour of India is now called the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. The recently concluded qualifying school saw a bevy of players from the world over come and earn their cards, and that's why you see so many internationals, and somebody who's been able to stamp his name on that has been Jared Hack. He's been impeccable, and he's really been good. He's won the first tournament and now finds himself 4 behind Hani Basoya. The other internationals, you have N. Thangaraja from Sri Lanka, Marwin Kibaridge, K. Prabhakaran. A brilliant play all around. This putt should break a little bit from the right. And not to be for Veer. So just about tap that in. Veer was a number 1 golfer and spent an entire year on the DP World Tour. तो आपने ये देखा मनोज, अभी तो ड्यू नहीं है, उसके बिना पटिंग करी जा रही है। दोपहर का समय है। दोपहर में क्रिकेट में कैसे फ़र्क होता है और गोल्फ में आप बताइए आपको।
देखिए, धूप का तो असर मैदान और मैदान की पिच के ऊपर भी पड़ता है और साथ में गोल्फ कोर्स के ऊपर भी लगातार जिस तरीके से धूप आती है उससे आउटफील्ड थोड़ा सा तेज हो जाता है। जो ग्रीन रहता है जहाँ पर सब कुछ होना होता है वहाँ पर सरफेस की स्पीड बदल जाती है, क्योंकि सुबह की तुलना में जैसे जैसे धूप की रोशनी और धूप ग्रीन पर पड़ती है तो जो स्पीड होती है, हालांकि बहुत ही ग्रीन टॉप ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे कि हरे रंग की चादर बिछा रखी है, लेकिन इसकी भी स्पीड वैरी करती है। सुबह के समय स्पीड कुछ और होगी, दिन में कुछ और होगी, और जैसे जैसे दोपहर शाम की तरफ बढ़ती चली जाती है इसकी स्पीड में भी अंतर आता है। इसलिए लगातार खिलाड़ियों को एडजस्ट करना पड़ता है, तालमेल बिठाना पड़ता है कंडीशंस के साथ। आप किस सोच के साथ बॉल को हिट करते हैं होल्स में, वो तालमेल, वो संतुलन बहुत ज़रूरी है।
ध्रुव शेरॉन देयर क्लीनिंग अप फॉर हिज पट। मैं ये भी कहना चाहूँगा जैसे गोल्फ में जैसे जैसे धूप आती है तो जो मध्यम वर्ग के प्लेयर होते हैं जो इतने तगड़े और इतनी बॉल दूर नहीं मारते उनके लिए बड़ा अच्छा होता है, क्योंकि दोपहर में बॉल ज़्यादा दूर जाती है। जब गोल्फ कोर्स थोड़ा गर्म हो जाता है बॉल दौड़ती भी ज़्यादा है। सुबह का समय उस खिलाड़ी के लिए जो दूर मार सकता है बॉल। तो ये फ़र्क है थोड़ा सा कि कंडीशन किसको ज़्यादा पसंद होती है, और स्पेशली जब ठंड ज़्यादा होती है तो आप सुबह सुबह खेलेंगे तो बॉल बिल्कुल नहीं लगती। तो ये एक फ़र्क है।
और उसके साथ साथ अगर हवा का बहाव बहुत ज़्यादा तेज़ है वो भी आपके शॉट्स को प्रभावित करता है। जैसा कि अभी थोड़ी देर पहले निखिल चोपड़ा मेरे साथ मौजूद थे। अगेंस्ट द विंड और विद द विंड स्ट्राइक करना, शॉट खेलना, वो भी अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज रहता है। और मैंने बहुत सारे गोल्फर्स को देखा है कि जो कि बहुत बड़े बड़े फैंस लगा करके प्रैक्टिस करते हैं कि सामने से उनके हवा आती है और वहाँ से वो हिट करते हैं। उस तेज़ हवा में अपने पॉइंट को देखना, उस टारगेट को देखना जहाँ पर ग्रीन है और ग्रीन पर बॉल को पहुँचाना है। अब उस तेज़ हवा में किस तरीके से फोकस रहते हैं, उस क्षेत्र को देखते हैं ग्रीन वाला जहाँ पर आपको बॉल को हिट करके पहुँचाना है।
Brilliant analogy, and a lot of players actually do that. They would try and mimic the condition of the wind and in fact practice as such. So that does hold true. The more you practice, the better you get in different wearing conditions. And talking about wearing conditions, this hole number 17 is probably the postcard hole here at the Qutab Golf Course. You see those stones in the middle? They're about 325 yards from the tee. So only the longest bombers probably reach there, and then it's downhill from there. This is one of the more difficult holes here on this golf course. 17th, the par 4. Winds a little bit from left to right. So majority of the players, the longer hitters would hit a 3-wood off the tee, then maybe go with an 8-iron or a 9-iron. And for the medium hitters, still hit a driver and leave it somewhere short of those stones. That's is the preferred play here.
और जैसा कि अभी हमने फ्रेम में देखा कि जो ग्रीन पर जो ढलान है उसको जांचा परखा गया था पैरों की मदद से, चल करके देखा था कि जो ढलान है, जो कर्व है, वो किस तरफ है। अमूमन कई बार गोल्फर बैठ करके देखते हैं, बहुत सारे गोल्फर्स जो नॉर्मल स्टैंडिंग पोजीशन रहती है वहाँ से तय करते हैं कि कर्व किधर है, किस तरफ ज़्यादा ढलान है, कहाँ पर ऊंचाई थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा दिखाई दे रही है। लेकिन बहुत सारे गोल्फर्स उस स्थान पर चलकर देखते हैं, वो फील लेते हैं कि जो ढलान है, हार्डनेस कितनी है ग्रीन पर और किस गति के साथ शॉट को खेलना है, वो बहुत ज़रूरी रहता है। गोल्फ में हिट करना भी अपने आप में एक कला है, एक आर्ट है।
Yes, absolutely, Manoj ji. It's the aim point method that a lot of the players use. They try to gauge the slope of the green by walking on it and see to what degree is the slope going to affect the putt. Now, as we have a look at this putt, should break a little from the left for Kshitij Navid call. Let's see if he's been able to read the slope correctly and see the lie of the land. It'll break ever so subtly, but it will need to be hit with authority, as it's going to have a tendency to snake away here at hole number 17. Kshitij Navid call, ladies and gentlemen, currently at 3 under par for the day and 10 under for the tournament, so pretty much in it. He's 6 shots behind. I would say here with the kind of golf course that we have, anybody who's within 6 or 7 on the final day definitely has a chance to win this tournament. And that was very assertive. A little too much maybe. Now yes, maybe a 2.5 footer coming back. Let's also have a look at some of the other scores today. We have Anshul Patel, the southpaw, 4 under par for the day. Then we have Vishesh Sharma, the youngster, 2 under par for the day. You have Marvin Kibridge at 2 under par for the day. 3 under, my apologies. And a lot of struggles for some of the players lower down owing to the wind. The wind has been fluttering in all directions and very vehemently at times. Arjun Prasad in with a stellar 5 under par, 65. Still has a few holes to go. My apologies, has completed. So let's have a look at the youngster Manoj here.
लेकिन मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. बहुत बड़ा अंतर है मनोज और हनी के बीच में. इसी स्टांस की हम बात कर रहे थे. बैट करके देखा जाता है कि किस गति के साथ और किस एंगल पर शॉट को खेलना है. पोजीशन बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है. शौर्य, आप तो खुद प्रोफेशनल गोल्फर रहे हैं. ये जो पोजीशन रहती है ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहती है. क्या माइंडसेट रहता है जब आप पूरी तरीके से बैलेंस रहते हैं?
We see that part from Manoj, just about missing on the right. आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा. इसमें प्लेयर ये समझ रहा है कि मेरे को कैसे मारनी है. आप ये देखिए, इनकी बॉल थोड़ी लेफ्ट से मुड़ी है, तो वो अनुमान लगा रहे हैं कि बॉल मुड़ेगी कितनी. और ये सही पढ़ना बहुत ज़रूरी है. इसको भी एक कला बताई जाती है गोल्फ में. बहुत महत्वपूर्ण कला है ये कि आपने पढ़ना है जी घास का रुख क्या है, हवा क्या रुख क्या है, और कितने ज़मीन बदल रही है.
बिल्कुल. अमूमन हम कमेंट्री में कहते हैं कि क्लास में जो स्टूडेंट सबसे ज़्यादा स्टूडियस होता है, होशियार होता है, मार्क्स उसी के आते हैं. वही सब कुछ खेल के मैदान में भी आप कंडीशंस को किस तरीके से रीड करते हैं और रणनीति के तहत मैच में आगे बढ़ते हैं, तभी आप अच्छे परिणाम प्राप्त कर सकते हैं. जैसे कि एक स्टूडेंट, और खेल का स्टूडेंट हो या फिर क्लास का. चलिए, यहाँ पर तैयार है वलूशा एक खास मेहमान के साथ. चलते हैं उनके पास.
Yes, we'll just toss to her as soon as this hole finishes. Amardeep Malik, multiple winner on tour, season campaigner. Off to Volusia D'Souza to take you through the next few minutes.
And we have Angad here with us. Angad, I gotta ask, how was your day today and what were the playing conditions like?
My day was not so good, honestly. But the playing conditions were great. The golf course is in great shape. It was windy out there today, so it was tough to get a good number on the board, but it was there.
All right, and a word for the partnership DP World and PGTI?
I'm very excited about it. DP World being the brand that it is, and also all the sports that it already supports, to have them partner with us on the PGTI is really big for us. And all of us are very excited about it.
Yeah, exciting times ahead. Tomorrow is the final day. What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Just get my game back in shape before the bigger events, I guess. No, I've played well all week, so I would like to shoot a good number tomorrow and get up the leaderboard as much as I can.
All right, wishing you all the very best with that. Thank you. Back to you guys in the com box.
बहुत कुछ कहा और बहुत ही उपयोगी जानकारी दी. चलिए लाइव एक्शन एक बार फिर से.
Have a look at Veer on hole number 17. He's hit a really good shot. He's placed it towards the center right of the fairway. And with his prodigious length, should be nothing more than a 9-iron for Veer. So it's definitely birdie territory, maybe 155 yards to the flagstick here. Coming out of the fairway, let's see where he ends up. And we're trying to ascertain that's a decent shot, about 25 feet. But, you know, that's a telling sign of a ball striker. He's always flag high. So, you know, it's not about the direction, it's about the quality of hit. So if you're flag high, that tells you a lot about, you know, the player's ability. It's so important to have a pure strike on the ball each and every time. Only then you can negate this wind which is very fearsome today. It's been really blowing maybe at about 15 or 20 kilometers an hour, and that does make life really difficult. You have to be able to hit a good shot and keep it under the wind if you are to succeed in these conditions.
बहुत ही सुहावना मौसम कुतुब गोल्फ कोर्स दिल्ली में. प्रोफेशनल गोल्फ टूर ऑफ इंडिया और भारतीय गोल्फर्स के पास बहुत ही सुनहरा मौका है इंटरनेशनल गोल्फर के साथ खेल के अनुभव प्राप्त करने का. किस तरीके से आप आगे बढ़ते हैं, क्या माइंडसेट रहता है, ये भी अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज रहता है. और ख़ास तौर से अगर आपने टी से हिट किया और बॉल अगर फेयरवे पे आ गई, वहाँ से जो ऊंचाई रहती है ग्रीन की, वो और फेयरवे, इन दोनों के बीच में से आपको बॉल को जो हिट करना है, वो भी एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज रहता है गोल्फर के लिए, कि आप नीचे रहते हैं, ग्रीन का जो हिस्सा है वो ऊपर है, आप किस गति के साथ शॉट को खेलेंगे और ग्रीन तक पहुंचाएंगे।
ये आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा है। गोल्फ में काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें हैं जो एक खिलाड़ी को देखनी पड़ती हैं, जैसे हवा का रुख, ऊपर से नीचे ढलान, एंड ग्रीन पे लाइन, उसके जो बल्ले, जो औजार हैं जिनसे वो खेलता है। 14 बल्ले होते हैं गोल्फ में. As we go back to hole number 18, Kshitij Navid's call, looking to unleash a big drive here. We are sitting on the 18th, mind you. So this is going to be interesting to note where this ends up. We'll be able to see it in real time. And he has hit it just short of the green. What an absolute beauty. We can see that in real time as we turn behind and have a look at that. That's one of the best. Shows you that he really does have the horsepower. He's about 4 yards short of the green. Just a mere chip and putt in order to secure his par. Manoj, of course, going with a safer approach. We have a case of two Manojs here. One with me, one on the screen. The youngster going with an iron. A safer approach to the hole. But that's an absolutely beautiful swing. The composure, the stance, everything is on point here.
जब भी आप पहला हिट लेते हैं वहाँ पर आपका फिटनेस लेवल टेस्ट होता है, और फिटनेस को लेकर के भी गोल्फर बहुत मेहनत करते हैं, क्योंकि गोल्फ सिर्फ हिट करने का ही खेल नहीं है। इसमें आपकी कंसंट्रेशन, आपकी बैक, आपकी थाइज, आप कितनी दूर तक देख सकते हैं, बहुत कुछ निर्भर करता है। और किस मानसिक संतुलन के साथ आप पहला हिट ले रहे हैं, वो भी अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी समय की मांग रहती है।
ये आपने बिल्कुल सही किया। मानसिक संतुलन काफ़ी बार बिगड़ जाता है जब खेल है तीसरे चौथे दिन पे गंभीरता रहती है कि जीतेगा कौन, और ये प्रेशर जो होता है ना, ये बड़ी अद्भुत चीज़ है और ये खिलाड़ियों को अपने गेम से हिला देता है। बट अब देखेंगे आजकल के नए खिलाड़ी, जो नए दौर के खिलाड़ी हैं, जो यंगस्टर्स हैं, ये फिटनेस पे नहीं बट सिर्फ दिमाग के खेल पे भी बहुत फोकस करते हैं। आप देखेंगे कि ये ऐसी सिचुएशन है, इतना प्राइज मनी है, इतना बड़ा मैच है, डीपी वर्ल्ड टूर का मैच है, डीपी वर्ल्ड पीजीटीआई, सो फिर भी ये स्थिर रहते हैं, पानी की तरह स्थिर। एंड ध्रुव शेरॉन हियर on the front of the screen on hole number 17, surveying that. And this week we're playing lift, clean and place preferred lies. That is a rule that comes in place sometimes when the ball gathers mud or there's some indentations on the fairways where you're not getting a consistent lie. So this week, that has been practiced. So it's for the benefit of the players that is being done.
जैसा कि शौर्य हम चर्चा कर रहे हैं कि एकाग्रता बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, और ख़ास तौर से इस खेल में आप क्या करते थे कंसंट्रेशन इम्प्रूव करने के लिए, बैलेंस बनाने के लिए, जब आप प्रोफेशनल गोल्फ खेला करते थे?
I'll just get to that in a second while we have a look at Dhruv Sharon's chip shot. Dhruv is somebody who's done really well, also the son of an army officer, recently married almost 2 years ago, and seems like his game has improved post that. जैसे आपने कहा मनोज जी, मैं तो ये करता था, एक जो मोमबत्ती है उसको जला के उसकी ओर देखता था बिना पलक झपकाए। जितनी देर आप फोकस कर सकते हैं अपने आप को एकाग्र करके, या एक जगह को देखिए। मेडिटेशन एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है, योगा करा जाता था, तो ये सारी चीज़ें मैं कोशिश करता था कि करूं रेगुलरली। इससे मेरे गेम को बहुत बढ़ाव मिलता था।
जो भी युवा गोल्फर इस प्रसारण को देख रहे हैं, सीखने के लिए बहुत कुछ है। शौर्य ने बहुत अच्छा बताया आपको, आप मेहनत कीजिए, और जिस तरीके से मोमबत्ती वाला एग्जांपल दिया, उसे त्राटक कहते हैं, त्राटक। आप कमरे में अंधेरा कर लीजिए और मोमबत्ती की लौ को लगातार पलक झपकाए बगैर देखते रहें जब तक आंखों से पानी ना आ जाए। वो आपकी एकाग्रता को बढ़ाता है। और ये वही स्टांस है जिसकी थोड़ी देर पहले शौर्य हम चर्चा कर रहे थे। ये वो ढलान देखा जा रहा है, वो संतुलन बैठाया जा रहा है कि किस गति के साथ शॉट को खेला जाएगा।
Yes, and that stance is not easy to get in either. That requires a lot of fitness, as you stated. Your thighs, your legs, and back half have to be in perfect condition, and you have to be really nimble because you have to be seeing the line, and the next moment you could be hitting the shot. And thank you for that, Manoj ji. That was really nice. learning about cricket and golf at the same time. And now I'd like to call back Rahul Bajaj. Rahul, you saw that discussion was really enriching, and we learned a lot about cricket, and so did you, and how both these sports sort of cross over and yet have so much in common as we have a look at Veer Alawat here.
मैं सोच रहा हूँ मैं भी थोड़ी हिंदी में कमेंट्री करके देखूँ आज। वीर अलावत जी बड़े ही लंबे स्टैचर के आदमी हैं और ये गेंद बस होल को मिस करते हुए थोड़ी सी आगे चले गए, 4 फुट से वापस पट करेंगे वीर जी।
You know, you never cease to amaze me, and I tell you, there's a certain joy जो अपनी मातृभाषा में commentary करने में मिलता है. But yes, you've proved your proficiency in both the languages, my dear friend, and of course you're a very proficient golfer as well. Like many of these who are on the screen, especially none more so than Hani Besoya, 4-shot lead.
There's that thing they say about jack of all trades. That's kind of where I'd be sitting on all of this. While Dhruv Shoran, he better not be a jack here. He's got to be a king of this putt so that he only has one drop shot on this par 4.
Yes, indeed, it's a tricky par 4, this one. I'd say this is the postcard hole here. Beautiful setting, and with those rocks in the middle, I think it's really designed to perfection.
Dhruv Shoran now. Important putt here for Dhruv on the 17th hole. 17th hole over here is quite a tough par 4 on this course. He seems to have got himself stuck between a rock and a hard place, and literally there is a rock and a hard place on this hole, as you can tell from those boulders right in the middle of the fairway. And let me now bring back Ashwin Krishnan into the comms box as Shaurya Singh decides to take a break. It's a tough pin position as well here on the 17th hole. 15 in and 6 from the left. But it's those boulders right in the middle of the fairway that make this hole tougher. And back to Veer Alawat. And rolls that one in beautifully. Veer Alawat having no troubles from that short distance away. Tapendra Ghai. Tapendra currently riding up at 12 under par, tied alongside Jared Hack at 3rd position. And Jamal Hussain, of course, at 13 under par, while Hani Besoya is the man to be caught at 17 under par. Hani Besoya clearly running away.
If you take a look at the 15th hole, there have been a sea of birdies there, with the sole exception of Veer Alawat. The top 10 golfers have all birdied the 15th. Now Hani Besoya enjoys a 4-stroke lead over the field with 2 holes to play.
Arjun Prasad, of course, has clocked a 5 under par and signed off his scorecard, and also happens to be Arjun Prasad's birthday today. So many happy returns of the day. Birthday wishes for Arjun Prasad. Currently 9 under par and a tie for 7th position for him.
Meanwhile, Hani Besoya on fire, birdied the 16th as well. Jamal Hussain sits at sole 2nd place at 13 under. And we have Tapendra Ghai and Jared Hack. Jared Hack is going at a steady pace, not losing his position, but not gaining one either.
Jamal has a long shot here on the 17th hole, coming up from the right side of the fairway to this flag location. Jamal has overshot the green just a little bit, but still a very makeable opportunity here for a birdie. And, of course, had put himself in a bit of a tough spot there, but has done a good job from there.
Hitting over the rocks is not always easy. Sometimes you're unsighted So you have to walk up and check as to where the flag is, because there are bunkers that are flanking this green. Accuracy is paramount to success.
Well, we'll be seeing a lot of the 17th and the 18th holes over today as well as tomorrow, because these are the holes which can also be make or breaks for a lot of people, especially if you're within 2 shots off the lead. This could be an extremely interesting stretch to finish up on. Also, the 18th hole on this course is all of 329 yards, and although the wind right now is such that you can't quite make it up onto the green with this kind of a wind, but you know, for the longer hitters, if the wind was to switch directions or even turn into side winds, a lot of the players could actually get their drivers up to the green. We've got Jared Hack and Jamal Hussain trotting along that fairway.
The two J's walking together.
It's 433 yards this hole, so a long walk is what it is. Jared Hack has left himself short of the green over here. I think sometimes I wonder if, owing to his proficiency with the wedge, that he actually leaves them short sometimes just purposely.
That's something I do when I'm putting with someone in a round of golf.
Jared, of course, there on the 10th hole with a birdie, and here with a missed attempt on hole number 11. Another putt here for Jared Hack. Going through some of the highlights of the day for him. Missed that one on the low side. Of course, this one finding right in the heart of the cup. And we have him on the par 3, 13th hole. Rolls that one in beautifully. Here, back to the live action right now.
That's Jared Hack.
Well, pin location here is 15 in and 6 from the left, so Jared's got enough room to work with. Let's see the kind of shot he goes with. Is he going to go with a bit of a chip and a release kind of an attempt, or is he going to try to spin this one up? Let's see what Jared picks up. It seems like he went with a spinner, but the spinner's too short.
That leaves him with a near 10-footer to drain. Not ideal in the situation he's in. He'd have liked to be a little closer to the pin, but wouldn't they all?
I think when we look at it from this angle where the camera is at, you can tell that there is a bit of a ridge there before the hole, and I think he might have been miffed by that because that would have actually caught the ball and spun it a bit quicker than he would have expected it to stop.
Two holes to play for Hani Basoya. Potentially 2 strokes to gain over the field, at least.
Honey's coming from the back of the green. Looks like he's going for a bump and run. And he's quite made the meal of it. He's going to have 15 feet remaining for a par.
Here's one opportunity for the rest of the field, unless Honey sinks that. That's Jamal Hussain lining up. He's on the fringe of the green. Can be a little disconcerting, don't you think, at times when your ball is right there but not quite there on the green?
So I think the one place that it really affects the players is that even if, this is pretty much a makeable distance for a putt, but when they write it down in their stat book or on their stat app, that's actually going to count as not a green in regulation. So even if they want to make a birdie, their stats will show very differently about their greens in regulation, even though it's pretty close to the hole. As Jamal cooks up the line there with his caddy and has a bit of a discussion. The players this week are playing here at the Qutab Golf Course for the DP World Players Championship for a prize purse of 1.5 crore rupees. Whopping 1.5 CR as a prize purse for this week's event. And of course, last week is when the PGTI season for 2026 started with SECL Chhattisgarh Open at the Fairway Golf and Lake Resort. which was also for a prize purse of 1.5 crores. Jamal Hussain, as he got enough pace on that, and no, he doesn't.
Meanwhile, Kshitij Navel Kaul ends his round with an outstanding eagle on the 18th to move to tied third position alongside Tapendra Ghai and Jared Hack. Couldn't be a better way to finish moving round and move into the deciding round. Jared Hack was the longest putt to contend with. He is... There we go. And the ball lips out. This is probably one of the most frustrating experiences in the sport of golf. It hit the cup, rolled around it, and that was that. One stroke taken away from Jared Hack. That could have helped him climb up that leaderboard, but it is what it is. Meanwhile, Hani Basoya has also left himself with a 12 to 13 foot putt to contend with. He'd have preferred to be far closer to that pin than he finally managed to get.
Honey rolls one in beautifully to save a par here on the 17th hole. What a brilliant save here by Hani Basoya to continue at 17 under par as he moves into the 18th hole. Another big news coming in for the Professional Golf Tour of India as we take a quick look back at that action replay of Hani Basoya. A big announcement here for the DP World Professional Golf.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for? अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
As we get back to the live action here on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India, big news, as I was mentioning just before the advertisement came up, was that Mrs. Kiran Nadar, an Indian art collector and philanthropist, has joined the PGTI as a board member. So this is a very big news. Kiran Nadar is a trustee of the Shiv Nadar Foundation and the chairperson of the Kiran Nadar Museum of Art. She won a bronze medal representing India in the 2018 Asian Games in the bridge mixed team event and was also awarded the Padma Shri in 2024. And Kiran Nadar started her career in advertising as a communications and brands professional at MCM and then joined NIIT and helped shape the brand. Currently, her roles include managing the SSN Trust, Public Health Foundation of India, Rastaja Foundation and the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation to support young Muslim girls in their education in Uttar Pradesh. And of course, now Kiran Nadar is also supporting the cause of professional golf here in the country. And she also has been acknowledged by Forbes Asian magazine as a hero of philanthropy, thanks to her launch of India's first private philanthropic museum, which is coming up shortly. As we get back to the live action here on the 18th, Jared Hack smashing that driver Can he also get it close to the green, as did Kshitij Naved Kaul? And pretty close, that is the thing, about within 40 yards off the green.
This is the 18th. The green is guarded by 3 bunkers with rocks on the right and trees on the left. It's not narrow, but it's definitely challenging. And if you notice, there's a left to right swing there. Oh, that misses by maybe an inch. Another frustrating experience there, but it is what it is.
Funnily, that one, as you mentioned, it appeared like it was going to break left to the right, but and looked pretty much online till it reached about a foot within the hole, and it just seemed like just didn't want to go in.
Well, the ball has a mind of its own, as they say.
The easiest way that I could have pinned anything away from all the putts I missed was to say that it was the ball, not me. And Veer Alawat certainly is a man who never uses that as an excuse, and that's why he is where he is currently. 3 under par for the day. Bogey-free day for him so far, putting here on the 18th hole. Yet another birdie attempt here for Veer Alawat. Can he finish at 12 under par for this penultimate round, and thereafter move in strong, but still will be 5 shots away, and Veer Alawat finishes at 12 under par after the 3rd round of the PGTI Players Championship here at the Qutab Golf Course, and he will come in on the final day at 12 under par.
5 strokes at this level of golf isn't much. It could be anyone's day. You can be sure there's an outstanding day of golf, entertaining day of golf waiting to unfold tomorrow at the Qutab Golf Course, the par 70 Qutab Golf Course.
Well, there we have the top 5 scores. Hani Basoya 17 under, Jamal Hussain at 13 under par. Got Kshitij Naved Kaul, who's finished strong to be at 12 under alongside Tapendra Ghai. And Veer Alawat has finished off with that birdie on the 18th as well. And on our screen now, you've got the leader group. Hani Basoya walking strong ahead of everyone there towards the 18th green, and Jamal seems to have laid up. It seems like he's going to attack this flag location with his second shot.
What would you do, Rahul, if you were in Hani Basoya's place? Would you attack the pin on the 18th and try to increase your lead from 4 to 5 strokes, or would you play it safe and walk into the final day with a 4-stroke cushion?
Well, I think it's still the moving day, and he's put himself in a position within about 20 yards of the green, as we can see him right behind us. And of course, this is the time to stay aggressive and stay on the button, because you will have to come in tomorrow and contend with the likes of Veer Alawat, Tapendra Ghai, Kshitij Naved Kaul, and Jamal Hussain, and Jared Hack, of course, who is currently in hot form. So it's not going to be an easy day going into the final day, even if he comes in with the same 4-shot lead.
True that. And as we head into there we are. Hits and misses of the day. It's a very rewarding yet unforgiving sport is golf. Golf teaches you life lessons that you're not There we go. That's the 18th green there. Windy day, as you can see. And it's a headwind for the golfers approaching the green. We have the leader group there. Jared Hack is facing an approach shot over a bunker. There's sufficient room to play with on the green. Luckily, the pin isn't tucked close to the bunker. And Hack nails that to 3 feet from the pin. What an outstanding shot. The shot of a man in form. He looks good to sing that. Meanwhile, Hani Basoya is approaching the pin from the right. And he hits another outstanding shot. That's about 1 foot from the pin. What a brilliant shot. Hani Basoya is clearly not letting up. He outdoes Jared Hack's effort. And as we head to the close of play, we have 3 golfers having played 3 brilliant approach shots on the 18th green. Best of those shots comes from the blade of Hani Basoya, the tournament leader at 17 under after 3 rounds thus far.
Okay, Hani has turned the tables today on Jared and opened up a lead of 4 shots. A man on a mission. As we mentioned earlier, he came close to winning last year here at the Qutab Golf Course, so he'll definitely have a victory on his mind this time around, trying to set the record straight. There's Jamal on your screen. A very quick play.
Jamal has the hardest of the 3 putts in terms of distance, the longest, so to speak. Presently, he's sitting at 2nd place, sole 2nd position at 13 under. He won't want to disturb that equation for sure.
As you can see, Ashwin, he's one of the quickest players on the course. Never been timed, never been put on the clock. Not that I know of.
And as you mentioned, he misses that to the right. Yeah, that's a little sad, but Jamal Hussain won the Dig Boy Open last year, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it in 2023? Or 24, sorry.
That was earlier in 24. That's Jared on your screen. Jared's will have an outside chance coming back tomorrow, trying to make sure he finishes off well today with a birdie. That's a birdie putt. Can he drain that?
And he does. So that's Jared Hack having birdied that final hole of his outing today on moving day, and he's now tied 2nd going into the final round.
And Hani Basoya making the final putt of his round there. Hani stays on top. Was that a par on the final hole?
It most likely was.
Holding a 4-shot lead. A comfortable lead, but do you think 4 shots should be, comfortable enough for Hani going into the final round, Ashwin?
Personally, I feel at this level of golf, 4 shots is not too great because it takes just 1 hole to change equations. But you having seen all the golf in your life, what is the strangest equation that you've seen changing in your life, Nikhil?
Okay, let's get back to the day's action, and we have Jared Hack here. There, that long conversion by him. Jamal Hussain now on your screen. And some clutch putts converted, some missed. Kshitij Naveed call there. And Amardeep Malik Hani Besoya, and the tall and lanky Veer Alawat, former PGTI number 1 Amardeep Malik, back on your screen, and he made that long putt earlier today. Kshitij with his very muted celebration. Tapendra Ghai, the winner last year here at Qutab. And that package showcasing all the converted putts, well, most of them. Jared and Jamal back on your screen. Dhruv Shioran. Finally, Veer Alawat. And that was the last hole. Jared Hack and Hani Besoya. Hani holding the 4-shot advantage going into the final day. Well, he'll have some challengers on the final day. His closest rival being Jamal Hussain at 13 under, followed by Kshitij Naveed Kaul at 12 under, the man who also holds the course record of 10 under 60 from last year, and Veer Alawat. They can't be counted out.
Welcome to DP World Players
There you have it.
Championship 2026. We're at the end of round 3, so business end of the tournament. But what we've seen is a brilliant day for golf. I have 2 former pros here. I have Shaurya Singh as well as Rahul Bajaj, who are here with us to look back on the day. And then I've got a cricketer turned golfer, somebody who takes his golf even more seriously than some of the pros. So thank you so much, gentlemen. Let's talk about the leaderboard. You know, we always knew round 3 was going to be a moving day, but Hani Besoya, how good has he been? I'm going to start with you.
Well, thanks, Meha. First of all, I'd like to say that, the moving day has really not disappointed us at all. Hani Besoya would have been smarting from that loss last week to Jared. And I think, licking his wounds, he shot a 6 under par today, so he leads by 5. And that's what it can do. So he's really rebounding off last week's play. And he's in stellar form. He's really been sublime for the entire duration. And it's going to be interesting if he can hold on to that 5-shot lead. It shouldn't take too much. You'd think that it's a done deal, but golfing gods always have a surprise at the end. I thought that Jared Hack would probably do better. But, today was a subpar day, like a 2-over, subpar literally. So let's see what happens tomorrow. It's definitely going to be interesting. I'm sure Rahul has his take as well.
Which is what I wanted to ask Rahul. You mentioned Jared Hack, and all of us have been following him so closely after what he did in the season opener in Raipur. And even here, he was leading after the first two rounds. What seemed to have happened? What was so challenging today for Jared Hack? Because from the get-go, he just wasn't really in form.
Well, it can be plenty of things, right? So one of the things I think today was thrown in by the course was the winds. So that's, of course, going to be one factor that would have played out for most of the players. Secondly, it's not easy to contend every day. It's not easy to pull out your best rounds every day. So, it could be just a tired mind or a tired body that could have led to that. So there could be multiple reasons why something like this could have happened. But yes, certainly going into tomorrow with a 5-shot lead, all of the other players have to do all the catching up because Honey's in top form.
Which is what I'm going to ask you about what happens to the others on that leaderboard, who are in the 4th position, 3rd position. How will they be looking to really move up? But Nikhil, how does it change when you get to round 4? Your pin positions change. You are going to approach everything differently again. So you have to regroup. You have to figure out, change your strategies accordingly.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's course management. Then a lot of players they normally pick out the club from tee to green. Last day, tougher pin positions, hugging the bunkers. A lot would be at stake. And like you said, things change last day. If the wind picks up, certain holes you're playing with the wind, certain holes you're going to be playing against the wind. Yeah, and it could be putter not hot on that day. It could be a technical issue. It could be a physical issue that's forcing a technical issue. You've got a tight glute muscle, tight hip muscle. It could be anything. But at the end of the day, to go out there and get your hands on the silverware, 72 holes, those 4 days, you need to be on top of your game. Like we saw, some of the best round of coming from Hani Besoya, 6 under. We had 2 other good rounds coming in, 5 under by Kshitij Naveed Kaul, if I'm not wrong, as well as the birthday boy celebrating Arjun Prasad with a 5 under as well. So this course has been strikers golf course as well. If you're going low, you're going really low. but it's going to be interesting time. If the wind picks up, I want to see what's the lowest score going to be tomorrow.
Which is the other thing I wanted to ask you. Now, looking ahead to day 4, how do you think the likes of Jamal Hussain, Tapendra Khai, how would they be approaching the course? Will they take those chances because they want to really get their hands on the trophy, or would they play safe given the challenges that you see at Qutab Golf Course?
Well, I think that there is no space for, safe play around here. So you will have to go out all guns blazing. You've got 5-shot lead, between the leader and the rest of the pack. So unless and until players are going out there all guns blazing, I don't think they're going to get their hands on the silverware, as Nikhil said. So they will have to put on their A games, because Honey definitely is not going to back out of this.
Let me ask the two golfers, the four golfers, try to draw similarities. Normally, even with cricket stadiums, certain batsmen, certain bowlers, just like the architecture. When you walk in, you get that sort of confidence. Tapender won here last year. Do you think going into the last day, he'd be feeling more confident, he'll sleep better, saying, guys, if these guys are shooting 6 under, 5 under, tomorrow could be my day as well. Would that help?
What I really like about Tapendra, it's difficult to draw a cricketing analogy, but I can tell you this much: he doesn't quite feel the heat. He's Iceman, and if you see his total demeanor, he's always got the shades on, and he's looking like $1 million. You can't quite recognize what he's feeling ever.
He's got the game for $1 million as well. Put it
And he's already having one here, so that's just going to reinforce all the positive memories. So. But the thing, as Rahul stated earlier, it's very important. First 6-7 holes, 5-shot lead. If you don't get off to a hot start and don't hit the pedal to the floor, you'll see that honey is going to be gone. And as they say, where there is honey, there are the bees. So it's going to be for the bees to catch up with honey then.
I like the way you're saying that he's, got this calm composure, much like MS Dhoni. Last question then, I'm going to give it to a cricketer turned golfer. We say cricket is a great leveler, right? The game of cricket. I think with golf, you've got it. You go up a notch, right? Or maybe a few notches, because you could have had a great day, today, but tomorrow is a brand new day.
Forget about the day. I mean, this, you all know cricket, of course. Somebody gets a 200 or a 300, the next inning you can get out for 0. This game, I think it bites you even more. You could have the fantastic hole-in-one, but the next 3 holes could be 3 back-to-back double bogeys or a triple bogey. So this can really come back and bite you. It's all about the battle between the years. How calm, how collective you are on the golf course. And you got to forget about whatever's happened on the previous green. When you walk up to the next tee, it's a fresh start. You think about getting back into your processes. And don't forget, try and forget what's happened in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's one man who will be sleeping peacefully tonight, it is Hani Basoya, I think, because he's got a good lead. But that's it from us. Thank you so much, Nikhil, Rahul and Shaurya, for joining us here. That's it from us. We've had a great day of golf, but round 4 beckons, and we'll see you tomorrow. For now, goodbye. This is Meha Bhardwaj signing off.
Thank you.